Hi, I'm Sam from Black Cats Gaming, and with the amazing support of our backers, our previous campaign, the Spy Game, was a huge success, and now we're coming to you with a second campaign, a new RPG that we're calling Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. Cursed Captains of Cthulhu melds swashbuckling voyages on the high seas with the cosmic horror of the Cthulhu mythos under its waves. You can delve into forbidden lore in the shadowy setting, going on incredible voyages from the hustle and bustle of Nassau to the uncanny quiet of deep sea wrecks. But be warned, for every Anne Bonny, there is a bleached, forgotten set of bones. For every Blackbeard, there's a wreck of a man who has seen too much. With Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, you're going to have to embrace the pirate motto, a merry life, but a short one, as you set sail upon the waters of Cthulhu's horror.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Black Cats Gaming for a very special one-shot. I have assembled a fine crew with me here to play the very first broadcast session of Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which is the latest game from Black Cats Gaming, available now on Kickstarter. But I'm very, very excited because these are some of my absolute favorite people in the world. And look at them all. Look at the pirates around me. Look at this amazing piratical crew. What we'll do is before we dive into the game or anything like that, what I'll do is I'll go around who everybody is, and you can give us like a brief idea of who your character is and where their place is in this world. So starting with my immediate right, we have the lovely Noir Enigma. Hello, Noir.
Hello, everybody. I'm Noir. Today I'll be playing Captain Duke Wellington Barbosa III. I've gathered quite a crew here. A respectable crew. We take care of each other and respect each other's boundaries, and really we make things work without pushing each other too hard. It's really good to be accommodating to your crew and making sure that while you're doing all the pirating stuff that you remain considerate. And the like.
Good God. All right, next to Noir, we have Tom, who's labeled here as Swabby Tom. Hi, Tom.
Hi. I'm not sure why I'm called Swabby. I think it's because of our Sea of Thieves days, where I was just always below deck. I think that's where that's come through. I'm Tom, or Hot Flakes Tom. I will be playing Cornelius, or Corny, as people like to call him. I'm the person on the crew that knows things, of all mystical kind of things, and essentially has a powdered wig as well. So that's essentially my entire character.
Oh no, are you gonna do the voice?
Which voice?
You hit us with your fucking...
No, I'm not gonna do that voice.
Good, because that inspires anger in me.
Although
and
now I think I might.
Krakens. Next to, just below the lovely Swabby Tom, we have Virginia. Hi, V.
Hi.
Hello. Who are you today?
Me, I am playing Mercy Ann Gray, who is a wind caller. She's the other slightly spooky person on the ship, along with Tom's character. She has a pet parrot called Bones, who is an African Grey. This isn't going to get out of hand at all.
Nope, feeling great about this. All right. Next to V, we had the lovely Amelia Tyler.
Oh, hello. I will be playing Sally Ten Bells today.
Oh.
So cool because I like a drink, and if you hear me, you're probably not far from a church. She is one of the more sneaky people on the ship. She's probably the sort of person, if you need some long range stuff doing, if you need something doing that's a little underhanded and a little on the sly. She wears a lot of jewelry, but you never hear her coming, which is quite disconcerting. So let's see how that goes. Don't Tom, because that I know you. Stop it.
It's begun already.
It has.
All right. And finally, Jay Britton. Hello, Jay.
Hi. Today, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be playing the ship's bosun, who's called Whammy, but his friends call him Worm. And he is convinced he can talk to fish. No further questions. Thank you, Your Honor. That's all you need to know about him for now. And yes, I will be doing this for the entire show. Thank you very much.
And before Black Cats gets invoiced for the Jay's throat and the inability to work for the next week. All right. So this is our amazing crew who are surely competent and skilled and very good at what they do. But before we begin, we will begin in the port town of Nassau. Nassau is informally the Pirates' Republic. This is the place where piracy comes home, as it were. This is a safe haven for pirates. You can sell your ill-gotten goods here. You can relax in between voyages out there in the deep. And this is also a place where pirates tend to congregate and carouse. And it is in one such place where you find yourselves today. You are in one of Nassau's many drinking houses, a tavern, as it were. It is rowdy. It is boisterous in here. There are crews from everywhere drinking. Someone's having a fight in a corner. You see pirates go off with other people upstairs to have a good time, wink. But you find yourselves at a table today. What is the general mood of the crew today?
I'm very sad. That's me. I'm very sad. I didn't like the walk through the fish market on the way here. So many of my dead brethren. It's very sad. So I'm just drinking my ale and ignoring the screams I can hear from all the dead fish. Thank you very much. Thank you. Darb.
It's like the Silence of the Lambs, but fish.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all I can hear.
I'm feeling rather good. Because I successfully drank away whatever emotions I was actually feeling. So right now I'm in a warm haze of confusion and false confidence. So nothing bad can happen.
Surely. Is there because, as this is the first broadcasted game of Cursed Captains of Cthulhu and we are showing off the system, is there perhaps an attribute or something, Noir, about your character to do with alcohol that you may want to mention?
I should probably mention that I have the trait lightweight, which means drinking any alcohol will cause the character to become drunk twice as quickly as normal. Some say that's a flaw. I say that is helping me save money.
Frugal. I like it. You want a frugal pirate. All right.
More room for the men and women and envy babies that I got with me.
All right. What about the rest of the crew?
I think Mercy's probably sitting there watching Captain Duke get drunk and is thoroughly amused by this every time, while Bones walks across the table and waits until Captain Duke looks the other way and steals some of the bread off of his plate and walks back with it in his mouth, looking very pleased with himself. She's feeling okay. She'd like to get back out on the water, I think. I think that's where she feels most comfortable. Land is nice, but the sea is better.
Absolutely.
Sally's just laid back in the chair with her boots up on the table. Not really drinking a lot, and just spinning a knife between her fingers, like just looking out to see if anybody's careless with the things that they own.
Okay, and what about good old Corny?
Cornelius is sitting down in a chair. He's got a big mug of grog in his hand, and he's drinking it really messily. It's going all over his scraggy beard. His powdered wig is slightly askew on his head, and he's just kind of relaxing and kind of being messy with bits of food on what he likes to call his rum belly. And it's kind of like, so it's all stuffed by there, and he's just relaxing and enjoying himself.
How's the wig?
It's slightly skew-if like that. He thinks it's straight. He always thinks it's straight, but it's never straight.
All right. Okay. Actually, Millie, you gave us a great jumping off point there for our first ever roll. I would like you to roll me Savvy to see if you can find anyone in this tavern who is being careless with their possessions.
Okie dokie. So that is just a straight roll, and then I add my savvy to it.
You do indeed. That's 4d6 plus your savvy.
Okay, so I put that in as a modifier.
You sure do, yeah.
Gotcha.
What did we get?
15.
15. Okay, so 15, as per our rules, is okay. This is going to be this is a very easy check. So you beat an 8, which is very easy. So with a 15, you easily spot a very, very drunk sailor by the garb. They appear to be like a topman, so they're not a they're not a captain, they're not a bosun, they're not like one of the top of the crew, but they're a part of a crew of another ship, and they are basically white girl wasted at this bar. They are like just on the edge of a bar stool, hanging on by their elbow, and you can see that they're like telling this grandiose story to no one because no one can understand what they're saying. It's like I was and you can see hanging from their belt they have what looks to be a quite heavy gold purse, just like a little pouch just hanging from that belt.
Kick my boots off the table and go, I'm going for a piss. And walk up past him. And as I do, I just shoulder into him, knock him flying into the wall, and try and grab the purse as I do it.
Okay, so I would say this is going to be an accuracy, because you are trying to disguise your action, but also being quite accurate while you're doing so, right? You're trying to get in there whilst you're hiding it. So I would say this is an accuracy. So if you could roll 4d6, because we always roll 4d6 as a standard, plus your accuracy modifier.
16.
16. Okay, so as per our target numbers, 16 is a medium. I'd set this again as this was an easy, so you needed to beat 13. With this one, with ease, with deftness, you sort of bump into this dude and send him sprawling. But as you do, your right hand, which had been sort of like, casually in a pocket, nips out for a second and just grabs that pouch on his belt, and you slide it up your sleeve, and it is gone.
Little smirk. It's the only time you usually see her smile. Little smirk just flickers on the corner of her eye, and then she does actually go for a pee. I mean, not right there.
Yeah.
It's not like a celebration.
Drops trow, pisses in the tavern. Okay. So, you notice that Miss Ten Bells has disappeared for a moment, and the drunken sailor, what shall we do with him? Well, he's sprawled on the ground. There's going to be more of them. There's going to be more. Don't shake your head at me, Jay Britton.
I'm proud. That's what it is.
Shaking his head with pride.
All right. So as the tavern sort of, it never dulls down here. Like as the evening progresses, as your time here, as you're relaxing, it just gets louder and bawdier and rowdier. Someone started singing a song, and half the tavern is joining. The other half don't know the words, but they're just yelling along anyway. And And as you come back from your pee, you see one of your crewmates from your ship. Again, just a sailor, no one of rank, but they come bursting through, and you see them searching for you all before he spots the captain and rushes up to the captain. Captain!
One sec, lad. I'm trying to remember if I ate this much bread.
What?
No, never mind. Go for it.
It's the Artemis. She's come back to port.
Yes. This is news. And I am responding accordingly to your news, lad.
But Cap, there's no one on her.
Free ship?
No, Cap. It's a ghost ship.
That sails.
Yeah, well...
Free ship!
Yeah.
He's yelling for his crew.
At this moment, Bones starts copying the captain and just squawking, "Free ship! Free ship!" Like,
Free
straight
ship!
at this
Free
sailor.
ship! Shotgun! Let's go!
Oh, and I called it first! If I see any other crew try and make their way to the free ship, I'll blast you to the bottom of the friggin' ocean!
We can call it the good ship, free ship. That could be its name.
The good ship, free ship?
That's it. All aboard the free ship, isn't it?
Hey, free ship! Let's... the Artemis, let's make our way to her then.
Okay. So, off the rails already. So you head down to the docks, and you can see that there is the Artemis here. And the Artemis is a really nice ship. Like, money has gone into her. You can see that her sails are in perfect condition. All her rope and rigging seems to be there. None of her masts are damaged. There is no weird listing or anything that would suggest that she has a hole anywhere. If anything, she seems a little lower in the water than you remember. But she seems fine other than that.
Not only did we get a free ship there, crew, but we got a fine free ship. See, and I look at the sailor who came and told me, and I kind of slap him on the back. Oh, yeah, that's good work there, lad. So much better than our ship.
And then he looks at you and goes, but Cam, what are you going to do with the Pride then?
Oh, we're going to have two ships.
Two
fleet,
ships?
innit? We'll have a fleet.
Hey,
And
what's better than one ship? Two ships. What's better than two ships? Three ships.
When did you learn to count?
I don't think
Don't
he ever
know.
learnt to count.
That's impressive. Well done, Cammy.
Well, let's...
Admiral.
Massaging my nose.
I
Like,
think
oh, God.
I think I'm a little bit more than a captain now.
That's right. He's a admiral. Admiral with three ships, isn't it?
I gotta get a new hat.
I like your current hat, I'll be honest. It's nice. Suits your face.
Once I get a new hat, this hat's all yours.
Look at a hat.
All right, let's go.
The sailor looks at you and goes, does that mean that Worm's going to be the captain of the Pride then? If you're going to give me your hat?
Hat and a promotion.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's check the ship first before we start planning out any career opportunities.
All right.
All right then. And he gestures to the ladder on the side of the ship and he says, after you, I'm not getting on it.
Oh, yeah, you are. I'm your captain. Get on there. Respectfully.
It's a ghost ship. I don't want to be on it.
I jab him with my sword.
Uh,
That seems to be
It's
a pretty
hardly-
convincing argument.
It's hardly a ghost ship. It's here, it's wood, it's timber. It's not like you're looking through it.
Aye. Versus
Oh,
got a point.
and the guy just looks like all color has drained from his face. He looks like he's gonna cry. But nonetheless, he looks back at you with like a kicked puppy expression as he climbs the ladder and goes up.
I believe in you.
Offling.
Bones
And he
is-
waits on deck.
I very
Give it-
loudly
Give it
take
like-
aim.
Give it like 30 seconds and If we don't hear a scream, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
See if there's anything that's gonna like eat him or anything.
I just like obviously point my musket at him, like, go on.
As he's climbing, Bones on Mercy's shoulder is just shouting "Bildrat" at him, shaming him to walk up the ladder.
You people are terrible. Damn.
We're pirates.
Okay,
You don't
so
get
the
5
poor...
ships by messing around.
5 now.
Yeah.
Okay. The crewman has climbed the ladder and disappeared over the top, and you wait a couple of moments, and there's silence, and there is no yell, there's no yelp, there's no scream. But after a couple of moments, you see him look over the top again and he goes, "You coming or what?"
He's still alive.
Yeah, I think. And he's like,
All right, that's
checking.
I think it's
all right.
good,
That's
Captain.
good enough for me. I'm gonna start going cuffs. It takes a
Okay.
while because I am very drunk. I am like IRL Noir 4 White Claws in drunk. So that's
Oh.
I feel like we all
As-
wait at the bottom of the ladder until the captain
Uh-huh.
gets up onto the deck before any of us dare to follow up behind him, just in case he
Smart
slips.
As he goes
Smart
over, I'm going to
move.
go to the rest of the crew. Better give it 30 seconds and wait for a scream.
1, 2, 4.
like as I get on the
Hey.
top there and like 10 seconds pass, he's just gonna look over going, I know you're waiting for me to die, you sons of bitches. I'm still alive.
Okay, Noir, I would like you to roll me brawn as you are drunk. So you're trying to like climb your way up this ladder, trying to use whatever strength you have to get up there.
He's not going to come straight back down, is he?
Okay,
And
let's
because
do it.
you're drunk, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna make this difficulty 16, medium.
Well, I rolled a 9, so let's get it.
You rolled a 9.
Yes, I did. Ah,
So you
no
find
laws
like,
when you're on the claws.
you find that your strength has abandoned you as you're trying to climb this rope ladder. You just cannot will your arms to function, and your legs are just not there for you.
These are
You
sea
were
legs, not ladder legs.
you
say
make
this is,
you make it up like 2 rungs before you're holding on as if you're about to fall to your death.
I mean, it's quite embarrassing, really. A captain's just done that. I mean,
So are you just gonna look, or are you gonna save your captain's life?
I'm coming, Captain. I'm running.
He's like 2 foot off the ground.
I
could
run
use
Drunk, he
over
could fall and
and
he wouldn't feel it.
Someone
like,
save
fully
me!
lifting him up like this, but I'm still obviously just stood on the deck. Like, don't worry, I'll get you out. Come on.
I'm like a petrified cat when he gets me, like still holding the ropes.
Okay, Jay, do me a brawn.
Brawn, okay.
So it's 46 plus your modifier.
Oh, I'm brawny. I like it. All right. 16.
16. Okay, so as a bosun, you are one of the hardest working members on the ship. You are,
Right.
you know, if the captain is the figurehead, you are basically the wood that holds the ship together. You liaise with your crew, you know, you help alongside them, you're hauling rope and other nautical things. So you have some pretty tasty muscles on you. So even the captain in his drunken, petrified cat state, you can push him up. You've got some heft behind you. and you-
Go on,
That's
Captain. I believe. Go
And
on.
well, that's why you get the hat, lad. I can always count on you.
One corner on my hat per rung. Let's go. All right, here we go. That's that right here.
Do I need to make another pride check?
No. I'm gonna say.
This happens a lot. Should we like get somebody to make them like a ramp or something?
The hoist, you know, tight round the belt.
Quicker.
Good old belt, strong belt buckle, and just pull him up, you know. Or maybe we should just learn to get on first.
That's the one.
I think that's the one.
And I'll hop
And this
up
was
after them.
invented, the Stanner chairlift.
Mm-hmm. Ship leg.
Not that I'm suggesting that we get on first mutiny and leave the captain, but it's
No, of
always a
course
strong
not.
possibility. Because in an emergency situation, you know, we have to stand on shore while we have to.
Everything about this is an emergency situation. Look at him.
Oh, it hurts.
Come on, keep going. You're nearly cresting.
Oh.
Okay, so you make your way up to the deck, Captain Duke. It is unglamorous. It is uncoordinated. It is a drunk guy going out of a taxi at 4 a.m. with a kebab in his hand and face planting the curb. But as you arrive, I see everything, Noah. As you arrive on top of the deck and you scramble on like this, you see the sailor whose name is Bob now. And he does a very half-hearted salute and he says, "Captain on deck."
At ease. The rest of you lot, you get up here, you take your sweet time.
Can you believe this? What? Why are we on the crew again?
He's a good distraction.
Aye, that'd be true.
He pays for the grog.
It's only because he overestimates how much he can drink.
Yeah, but that's good though, isn't it?
Really
Because
Suppose so.
drunker he gets, the less he counts. You know what I mean?
Can't count to start with.
No better way to celebrate a free ship than with 32 casks of whiskey. And 16 of those are going in my own gully.
It's 12
You
now.
he means one of those is going in there, and we're gonna drink the rest. And Mercy starts her climb up the side of the boat.
Okay, so you eventually all make your way up to the deck, and Bob, he stood there in his little ratty pirate shirt and trousers that are too short, with his little bare feet and his bandana. He's looking around. He's kind of like nervous and anxious, and he's like, Does it feel colder here, or is it just me? And you do notice there is like a slight temperature drop as you boarded the ship. Nassau, if the folks aren't familiar, Nassau is in the Caribbean, so it's a very sunny, bright, warm place. And today was a beautiful day. So as the sun is just starting to go down, it's starting to cool off a little, but it was still a very nice, temperate day.
It's a little chilly. I suppose that's a nice feature of the ship with this overbearing sun on us.
You don't want to get too hot while sailing. You get sunburn and then it's peeling for days, innit?
Overheating's a real problem in this line of work, I'll tell you why.
It's an advanced ship, this one. I might just go and have a little scout for a blanket, though.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain.
Yes, Cordy.
You know that I'm pretty good with all this ghostly, ghouly stuff, yeah. All those stories I told you. Give me a minute, go inside and check that it's all right. You know, that it's not all haunted and stuff like that.
Oh, you think this might be a ghost ship?
Well, you never know. You never know. All right, so everyone has to stay out here, even Worm.
What?
You know, sorry, Worm, but when a ghost gets hold of you, it's like, so many right up you. So you gotta be careful.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Right, so I'll go check. Oh, stay here. Stay.
How did they get in?
And I'm gonna go
Through
below
the
deck,
cracks.
like really
Okay.
quickly. But actually, is there a captain's cabin?
Yeah, so there's as you would expect on the back, there's the door below the big where the
I am
wheel is.
going to go to the
I
captain's
do
cabin.
know ship stuff, by the way.
Oh, the
folks. I
helm.
do know what they're called. Helm.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Fee. Yeah.
I
I'm
got
going to go
you.
to the captain's cabin and see if there's any jewels or anything I can pilfer while I have a look.
Okay. So you go to the door and you see the nameplate, the Artemis is there. It's beautiful. It's gilded. You just And you open the door, you can see that this is the captain's quarters. And you're familiar with the captain of the Artemis. It's Captain Athena. She's made quite a name for herself in Nassau. Her crew are known as a ruthless lot who take what they can and give nothing back. And you see her cabin is very well decorated. She's got like little ship figures. She's got ships in a bottle. Actually, I think she collects ships in a bottle. She's got a lovely table, which has all sorts of books and scrolls all over it. And she's got like her own little personal quarters, like a nice little bed, and a chest at the foot of it.
Oh. Anything shiny that's not in the chest?
So you pop open the chest, and it looks like clothing. But as you sort through it, you find a piece of parchment, a piece of paper.
I'll have a read.
It says, "Fuck off."
Fuck. Bitch. Right. Right, there's no shinies that I can see.
You cannot see any shinies, but let's have a look. Let's have a look at our skills and see if there's anything that you could perhaps roll to see if you can find where she may have hidden her goodies.
All right.
Let's have a look. I would say probably out of all of these, it would be savvy, because that's more of your sort of day-to-day sort of knowledge, you know, your piratical stuff.
Not particularly savvy, but I'll do what I can.
Your sneaky stuff.
Fuck me, 22.
22, holy shit. Okay, so I'd set this as a 20 hard, because 20 is the target number to find this stuff. As you dig through the chest a little more, because that letter, that's that's a deterrent. But you're like, there's got to be something more. And you sort of like take a step back and you look at the chest, and you reach in, and your hand doesn't quite reach the deck where you thought it would, and you tap with the back of your knuckle, and there's a false bottom.
Oh, I'm having that. Pick it up.
Okay, so you find the like the little switch at the side, little loose latch, and pop open the false bottom of this chest, and you can see that the bottom of this chest is coated in a layer of golden coins and doubloons. There is a couple of gold necklaces, a couple of gold bangles, and there's a letter in there.
Oh, well, I'm gonna pick up the letter and have a quick read. What does this say?
As you read through the letter, it is an extremely steamy love letter.
Oh, I'm saving this for later. Put that in my pocket.
Oh, God.
Right.
Morty, how you coming with the ghosts?
Oh, hang on. It's taking a bit of time. You know, I've got to make sure.
Get me and the
fine.
crew unclinch.
I'm going to... And then, is there like there's not a portrait of her or anything, is there? Or is she
let's go. Let's go. Let's say there's a portrait of her in there.
I'm going to look at her and go, take nothing. Take everything, give nothing back. And just fill my pockets full of all of these things, put the false bottom back, close it, and go, oh, yeah, Captain. Yeah, I've done it. I've exorcised the ship. It's fine.
All right. I'm just going to tell the crew, all right. Go and scout the ship. Get familiar with everything. We'll need to see about recruiting to get another crew all together for our second ship. And he's going to go to the captain's quarter.
Okay, so you walk in on Connie as he's leaving, and his pockets. How are you disguising?
Yes.
The stuff you took? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's going to be another savvy.
Man, I don't think my luck will last.
Is this like a competitive role for me and him?
Yeah, let's have a roll off. So Noir, savvy.
Actually, technically, oh, hang on. I do have a trait, right, called unpleasant demeanor, which means I suffer a -1 modifier on savvy checks when interacting with any other character.
Ooh, so I would say that comes into play here.
Okay. However, I also have another trait. Which called, with my powdered wig, I get a +1 to savvy when talking to other characters in wigs. Captain, are you wearing a wig?
I am not wearing a wig. I'm wearing a hat to cover me male pattern baldness.
Yes, that'd be a 12.
That'd be an 18.
18. Okay, so Captain Duke, you notice that as Connie is making his way out of Captain Athena's quarters, he looks rather pleased with himself. And as you pause for a minute, through the drunken haze, you hear the clink of coins in his pockets.
Now, Cordy, I'm a great fool at many a things, going up ladders, counting general arithmetic in most things, and also coming up with lists. So, I will tell you this much. There are things that I'm good at, like spotting when somebody tries to take from me. As this is my free ship, you're not trying to take from me, Cordy, are you? Because I'd have to make a list of all the things that would go wrong if you did. It'd be a shit list.
No, of course not, Captain. No, of course, I did find a bit of gems, as I was searching, but I didn't want to tell the rest of the crew because it was just for you,
Understood.
So
I
found roughly how many gems did I find?
I would say you found 4.
I found 2 gems. And I feel in my pocket to find the biggest ones that I can find to make it look, ooh. And then I'm going to hand him the 2 gems. Well, there you go, Captain. Which is really like, I'll give him 2 gems. I'm not going to give him 1 and say it's 2. He's not that dumb.
I wouldn't have you on the crew if you weren't a thief and a liar. So I'll take this, and you can keep whatever you're hiding from me until I eventually pull it from your corpse one day. Aye!
Thank you, Captain. Thank you. And I'll head out.
Okay. So, Mercy, being left to your own devices on the ship, where do you head to?
I think the first thing, as Corny goes off to investigate the captain's quarters, she starts walking around the top deck, just having a look at the rigging, and just seeing if anything looks out of place and noticing that it isn't. I think she probably turns to Sally and says, "Well, if there's anyone on this ship, they're going to be down there, right? She was sitting low in the water, which means she's been through a storm, or she's letting in water. What say we go and make sure we don't have any stowaways aboard?"
That was... Sorry, was that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she'll smirk again, just that little tickle, and pull a small knife out of her pocket and just twirl it a bit, like...
Yeah.
Gesture with her head to lead the way.
Yeah, Mercy wants to make sure there isn't anyone downstairs, but also she wants to see why we're sitting low in the water. Have we got a leak? Is the bottom just full of water, which might indicate it's been through a storm? And she sets, as they go down the stairs into the lower deck, she turns to Bones on her shoulder and says, "You watch my back, okay?" and kind of strokes it, and the bird turns around and sits facing the opposite way behind her.
I look really off-put by that because I'm following her.
It's
just
You just got a parrot,
pointing
it does that thing that birds do where it cocks its head at you and just looks at you with innocent but with the menacing. You know how
Lean
birds
in.
always look a little bit menacing, like they're about to fuck your shit up.
I'll lean in and just go, "Fuck off."
It repeats it back at you.
You fuck off.
So you just hear, "Fuck off, you fuck off, fuck off, you fuck off," below a ship. Okay, as you head down the thing, it gets noticeably colder. And as you reach the very bottom deck, you can see there's a good couple of inches of water sitting in the bottom of the ship. And it is freezing cold in here.
Is the water also freezing cold?
As you stepped into it, yes, it feels very cold around your ankles.
Does it smell stale, like it's been here a long time? Or is it still quite fresh?
It's strange. It smells not like seawater. It smells like fresh water, like you would find in like a pond or something like that. It's got that algae sort of smell of water that sits.
I think maybe the first thing that Mercy would do then is have a look and see if there is like a water barrel around here that would have been used to keep fresh water, and see if that's the cause, if that has, like, several of those have split and leaked, or if there's any obvious, like, source of water leaking in to here.
Do you have any sort of light source with you? Have you brought a torch or a lantern or anything? A candle?
I mean, I'm sure that one of them would have grabbed something on the way down if there was one around, but she isn't carrying one on her.
I wouldn't have done. I'm used to being
but
sneaky.
If they would have gone, if on one of the decks there would have been a candle, I assume between the two of them they're smart enough to bring a light source.
Yeah, okay, because this helps sell the spookiness. It's pitch black down here. The lanterns that usually hang from the upper deck are off. There's no light in here. So there's you picked up like a little candle holder, and you light it, and you're using it to navigate around. And as you sort of step through the brackish, thank you chat, water, you hear coming from towards the front, the fore of the ship, drip, drip, drip.
I think Mercy starts to light the lanterns on the way as we go through, and just looks back at Sally. And even Mercy, who is not a great fighter, reaches for the dirk that's tucked into the belt on her waist, and just gives her a look like, we down there?
Yeah, I'll pull out one of my pistols. So I've got a knife and a pistol, just be.
And I think as they're walking, if Mercy hands off the candle for a minute to Sally, she wants to reach down and put her hand into the water and just skim it across the top and have a look in the light to see, is the water clean? Is it dirty? Is there algae on it? If she can smell that kind of, that planty growth smell that you get from ponds.
Okay, so as you look down into the water, the light casts, it illuminates as the light reflects off the surface of the water. And as you look at it, you see what looks like a face in the water. A face frozen in panic and terror, a face clutching at its throat as if it's drowned. And you take a moment before you realize it's not the water below you. You look up, and the surface of the top deck above you is covered in a foot of water that is suspended somehow above your head. And towards the fore of the ship, you can see what appears to be the entire crew of the Artemis drowned, hanging suspended above you.
I don't think she can even speak. Like, it's that moment where she looks down and she almost reaches down into the water at that reflection and touching it and seeing there's nothing beneath the water. And then that realization that if she's looking at it and can't feel it beneath the water, she looks up and just doesn't say anything. She just freezes. She doesn't even say anything to Sally. She's just like, she's now seeing it and she's just fixed on it, staring.
I think just out of reflex, Sally would just try to dead shot one of them. Just straight up.
Okay. You, all right, let's have an accuracy roll.
Yeah.
I usually wouldn't make someone roll for this because you're shooting at a corpse, but we're demoing the system. So let's have an accuracy plus your modifier. That's 4d6 plus accuracy. 19. Okay. Well, it turns out the evasion score of a corpse is very low. So you hit the corpse. And as the shot rings out, and you all above decks hear this single shot from the musket. It rings out, almost deafening, definitely deafening to you, Mercy and Sally, as this pellet shoots from the gun, the ball, and embeds in the chest of one of the crewmen, who drops out of the water. The suspension is broken, and that body drops to the ground with a horrible splash.
Just that one body, but not the rest of them.
The rest of them stay up there.
You'll probably also hear the parrot screaming right now as well below decks. And I think Mercy just starts calling out for Corny.
The parrot's screaming "fuck off!" Yeah.
Mercy just starts screaming for Corny. If she knows his full name, that's what comes out of her mouth.
Cornelius.
And then immediately, she's screaming Cornelius. This is his thing. She knows he does the spooky stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna probably be upstairs talking to Wormy, just talking about, I don't know, I had this chicken and then I put it in the grog and then you let it soak for a little bit and then you nom it and then it's like a rum soaked chicken.
Rum soaked chicken?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh, it's great. Wormy, you gotta give it a go.
And lettuce? Did you say lettuce?
Nah, chicken. What's lettuce?
I don't know, it's green. I don't eat any green things. So, where do I get one of these chickens?
What do you mean? You just get one?
From the sea?
No, not from the sea. You get it from land. You know those little birds that were running down the street that you almost tripped over?
Oh, yeah.
That's a chicken.
That's not a chicken. Is that a chicken?
That's a chicken.
And you can eat that?
Yeah.
In a sandwich or something with rum, maybe?
Well, yeah.
Right.
You can stick it in a sandwich, I guess, or stick it in, soak it in rum.
Right.
I mean, you can soak anything in rum.
That's true. Have you ever had trout in rum?
I don't think I have.
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good. If you can ignore the talking, then the trout in the rum is quite nice.
I was going to say, I mean, because all your little friends.
Right.
Isn't it a bit off-putting when you're eating a trout that is screaming back at you?
It is a little bit, but then, old Wormy, I just remember that it tastes nice, So it kind of breaks through the screams, as it were. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
I wouldn't eat a dolphin, though. Don't argue with them. Oh, I'll tell you what, they give you a philosophy lesson while you were jumping down on them. You don't want that. I'll put you right off your dinner. Right,
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
So, as this meeting of the minds convenes and the world's mysteries are discovered, a piercing scream of Cornelius reaches you.
You don't have to shout, Cornelius. I'm right here.
Hang on, before we go down, leave it 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's what the captain did.
I feel like if it takes too long, like if they don't respond as quickly, because I imagine the two of them are shouting this and then are like, where are they? Mercy will pick up the bird off her shoulder and give it an affectionate little rub. Go and get them down here, and flips it off, and the bird will, with lots of little nips, try and get their attention.
Sally, meanwhile, out of fear, has just vanished into the shadows at the back of the bottom of the deck.
I imagine Mercy sends the bird off, and she's like, so Sally?
This whole time,
really,
Captain
you're the
Duke
one with the guns. Come on.
This whole time, Captain Duke is just trying on Captain Athena's hats and robes.
You can see a portrait of her because, much like the portrait of her which appears in Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, she stood there, hand on a hip, tossing gold coins in the air with a confident smile on her face. And you are looking at her as if it's a mirror as you're trying to put on her little waistcoat. But Captain Athena is a rather petite woman, so it doesn't really fit. And you can, as you sort of stretch it over your shoulders, you hear that of something ripping.
I still make it work though.
But by now, as you're sort of yeah, at yourself, you hear the scream, and you before long you hear the parrot come up, and the parrot is just yelling and nipping and ordering everyone to come below decks.
Oh, you fuck off, parrot!
What's the parrot's name again?
Bones.
Right, fuck it. I like the. I think I'd be running away from it on the deck as it's trying to You know, fuck off, mate. Fucking bones.
It's doing the thing that birds do, where it like flaps its wings at you as if it's going to go in and like nip at you, so that you pay attention. It's just generally being an asshole.
Guarantee this isn't the first time it's had to do it.
No, this is a regular thing. If she wants someone's attention, she can't get it. She sends the bird.
All right, Bones. I'll go down. Stop it. All right, I'll go down. Fuck you. And then
Now, fuck you!
The bird goes
And then
back.
I'll head down. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
Captain. There was a scream. Can we go down?
Anybody dead yet?
I've given it 30 seconds.
Where'd the scream come from?
Down below, sir.
You guys dead?
No, we're not dead, but we found the crew. Don't make me send the bird up there again, Cornelius.
I don't want the bird.
All right, let's go down.
All right,
If there's
Captain.
crew, there's loot. Free stuff.
And I think as Corny comes down those stairs, like, Mercy is slightly pissed it's taken them this long, but she is white as a sheet. Like, her what is usually very tan skin for being out in the sun is like glowing pale.
Sally, sorry.
I was
Sally
gonna
will
say-
just leave a foot out at the bottom of the stairs from the shadows, so he trips.
I'm going
Falls in
over.
the water.
100% going
Yeah.
over.
Soddu.
And
That was
Mercy,
longer than 30 seconds.
Sorry, Sally. I had to wait for orders.
Mm.
So,
Standard
where's the scream?
procedure.
You all right, Mercy?
Mercy holds the candle up and just points. We found the crew.
I'll
You ever
look up.
seen water do that before? And she's just like, it's that horrible thing where like suddenly the darkness opens up as she pulls the candle near to that front part of the ship where everyone's suspended in the creepy levitating water.
Right. I do have studies in such things. So, have I seen anything like this before? Or do you want me to roll?
Well, let's have a look. Actually, for everyone who's on this bottom deck, I would like you to make me a harness test. Harness, partly what harness does is having the courage to look into the abyss in the face and still fight against it. So this is not necessarily fighting, but you're looking at something which is clearly not natural, which is clearly quite terrifying.
Do I have any modifiers? I might have modifiers for this.
14.
So I will say, while we're rolling, so Worm did not go down. Worm saw the parrot, thought it was a chicken, and then got distracted and is currently leaning over the side of the boat having a conversation with a halibut about the socioeconomics of piracy.
I see. Okay. Yep.
Immediately upon like the candle showing the spooky stuff, Duke is gonna kind of lean over to Sally and go, am I really drunk, or are there a bunch of dead people floating in water that's floating above the floating in the ceiling?
You've got such a way with words. I can see
That's
why
one of the
you're in
things I'm not
charge.
good at, actually.
Yeah. I shot it, and that one came down, but the rest is still up.
Oh, so I'm actually seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm not just terribly drunk.
for once.
Oh,
Well
okay.
done. That must be disconcerting for you.
Oh, yes. And he immediately goes up the stairs. There's just immediate nope. Like, this nope.
Mercy just try and like grab him as he tries to walk past. It's just like nope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, back of the, I imagine she's still got like Captain Athena's like half torn in half like jacket on, and she just goes to the back. Where it's split in the back, she just takes both hands as he's walking up and just pulls on that. No! Back down.
Okay.
Okay, so Captain Duke, as you rolled below a 10, because what you're seeing right now is a terrible, horrible thing. I'm just going to inflict upon you 3 courage damage.
Oh, yeah, yikes, I don't have that much to begin with.
You don't have that much to begin with?
I have 11.
Oh, no, okay, so you just take 3 out of that 11.
Okay.
So courage acts as your will to stay in the fight, your will to confront these terrifying things. So part of a damage that you can take in Captains of Cthulhu is courage damage, which is where your mettle is tested. And if your courage is reduced to 0 or fewer, you become terrified, which does things like makes you reduce your evasion score. You may not gain any modifiers to your evasion, as you are too frightened to really get out of the way or be effective. There are other things that it does, but that's just one of many things. Such as you may do not anything on your turn other than make one action to crawl away. But you're not quite there yet, Captain Duke, but you feel it in your jellies.
I'm working on it.
You're getting there.
Does the booze help or hinder? It doesn't matter. I'm drinking regardless.
Okay. So, you all made it down to this deck. Cornelius, you are seeing this grisly sight. This body that has plummeted out of said water ceiling and is on the ground, face down.
Right. Maybe my exorcism wasn't quite as effective as I thought.
You didn't do one, did you?
I did?
No, this is like that time in Port Royal where we walked onto the ship and you declared you were doing it and you just wandered around for a bit while we were nicking stuff.
Is that what happened? I felt so safe after that exorcism.
Well, it worked, didn't it? You felt safe. Everyone felt safe after that.
But if there are actual... Well, these aren't ghosts, are they? They're just floating there.
Well, I don't know what they are. Hang on, let me have a good look. And I want to have a good look and see if I know what the hell's going on.
Okay. Let's have roll harness for your
Or should I do studies?
No, studies. Yeah, studies.
All right, I shall try.
Well, that's happening. Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we see Captain Athena?
You do not actually, as you look through the bodies on the ceiling. You don't see Captain Athena. Nope, that's a different character.
I almost made that same mistake. Anybody wearing any like nice outfits?
You can
20.
see that there are most of the crew here, a lot of sailors. You don't spot the bosun of the Artemis here either. And there's a couple missing that you recognize from your time in port when you've caroused together. You do spot one quite nicely dressed crew member. You don't quite know in what position this person was on the ship, but they are wearing she's wearing like quite a nice dress, which isn't usual to see on a ship, as usually, trousers are preferred for ease of movement. But it's quite finely tailored, and the material looks to be of good quality. And you see her hair is in the ringleted style of the time.
I rolled a 20.
You rolled a 20.
Studies.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Okay, so first things first, this isn't natural. You know that.
Yes,
it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out, but you definitely do know that some sort of extra power has been tapped into for this to occur. And this seems to have been like an active, almost like a curse that was cast here. It was some sort of ritual, some sort of thing done here.
Do I know a way to lift the curse? Like, is it like an object on the ship that could potentially be holding this? Or is it like, do I think it's literally the ship? It's like in the ship, like the wood and...
With your 20, because 20 is good, and it beats the target number that I had set, you know that there appears to be something like this is usually tied to an object. And it must be in this area if it's causing the effect here. So something on this deck, maybe on a crewman, is causing this.
Captain,
Aye.
I've got good news and I've got bad news. What do you
All
want
right.
first?
Well, give me the bad news first so we have something positive to end on.
All right. It's a cursed ship, yeah? It is.
Ah.
I know, it sucks. But the good news is, I'll know how to lift the curse. We just got to find the object that's causing it. It should be around here somewhere. I'm sure Sally could find it. She's pretty on the ball with the eyes and everything, yeah?
I just want to headshot that woman as he's looking up at her.
I love this crew so much.
Oh, this is gonna... I was just going to ask if Mercy could go over and take a closer look, and I'm now just imagining her walking up and then this musket shot coming out over her shoulder.
Because I want Corny to have a nice hug from the lady.
So I'm sorry, Sam, because this was a reference to Cannonball Karen. But so Mercy, you look up and you see this quite pretty bearded lady wearing this dress with the ringlets, and as you're looking up at her face with your candle and you're getting a better picture, her head just fucking explodes in front of you. And luckily for you, the water catches the brain bits, but her headless corpse thwomps onto the ground in front of you.
The parrot is just going again. She's just shouting panic. It's now decided it's the warning alarm, like she asked it to be. And she's like, I know that now.
See, it sort of makes the up go down.
Sally, well, I know I told you that I like women, but I'd rather if they didn't fall from the ceiling at me with no head.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Well, I mean, does it have to be a gun and I just stab a random Save bullets, it's cheaper.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Let's do some science. Do some random stabbing.
Mercy looks at Bones. Sometimes I think we're the only sane ones on this crew.
So instead of trying to, use your hands and pull them down, we're stabbing them. Like letting out the water from a mozzarella bag. Like letting out the water from a bag of mozzarella, just fucking stabbing all these corpses, which makes a horrible splash, 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 thud, thud, splash, splash sound as these corpses are just dropping from the ceiling all around you.
I swear, I tell you, it's not like gunpowder grows on trees. It's expensive. We gotta, when in doubt, stab them out. All right, remember that. That's how we save money.
Yeah. That's really good. You carry on doing the stabby stab. I'm gonna see what they got.
Yeah, I got them.
I'm looting corpses quite happily.
Okay,
Sally. If you find something that doesn't seem to fit or looks a bit iffy, let me know. It could be the cursed item.
I mean, that bloke's got a waistcoat on that's a bit snug.
Nah, it's nothing like that. It'll be like,
I feel like Mercy is ignoring this whole stabby body dropping thing happening. She's intrigued by the way this woman is dressed compared to the crew. She wants to pat her down. She's seen her fair share of strange occulty objects too. So is there her first thoughts this woman's finally dressed? So is there a necklace, a ring, a piece of jewelry? Because she knows those can often be tied to things.
Yeah. Jay, just while the rest of the crew is doing despicable acts below decks, what is Worm up to?
Yeah, he was about to run downstairs and do his own despicable act.
Oh God, here we go.
No, it's all right. No, well, okay, so we got bored talking to the fish now. Well, the fish swam away, if I'm being honest. He left. So Worm now is finally going to wonder where everybody else has gone. So he's going to start to essentially run because he's a little bit scared on deck on his own. So as he runs down the stairs into this area where everybody is, he trips as he comes down the stairs and he puts out his hooked hand to try and stop himself and inadvertently skewers a bubble person on the way through. I just wanted to bring up he had a hooked hand and that seemed like a fair way to just randomly skewer a person.
Yeah. So as you trip, you throw out your arm, which has a hook on it, and you expect to just whiff and hit nothing, to hit air. You've done this before. It's happened before. You brush yourself off and you move on. But as you fall, you connect and your arm is wrenched backwards for a moment as the momentum is halted of you falling. And the corpse that you are hooked into falls on top of you, and you have this dead screaming face just right in front of your face.
Hello?
As you say hello, the body goes and takes a huge breath of air.
You're right.
And they cough up just volumes of water in your face.
Don't I can't swim.
People.
I can't swim. Stop it. And I forget and use my hook hand to sort of roll him off myself and try and stand up.
Okay, so you
Right.
push the body off you. Yes, Tom.
I didn't think they'd be alive. It's a bit awkward.
I assume that they drowned.
I mean, you would, wouldn't you?
Well,
Floating
yeah,
in the air.
based on every
looking like-
other ceiling.
Well, you really can't
drowned
blame us for this,
person we've
but-
ever encountered.
I think our hands are clean in this matter. To be honest.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
And Worm will just look around and see all the bodies and just go, how did they die?
They drowned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Blimey.
terrible.
Horrible way to
Blimey.
go. And they fell right onto those knives.
Oh, pesky. I was just laying around.
Are we sure this one's alive and isn't just a part of the weird curse thing and is going to try and kill us? Mercy
don't know,
says she
Captain,
just looks pointedly
I
at this
think-
poor person retching up water on the
Captain-
floor.
I think this is where you come in, being our fearless leader.
All right. Well, let's see. Do we have any rope? Let's tie them up. Just in case they end up being some kind of water ghost demon monster.
Is it still throwing up water or is it
Yeah,
stopped?
so it's like gallons of water are coming out of this person, this man. He has like tan skin, just shaggy hair. He appears to just be one of the crewmen. And he's just vomiting like just so much water, more
All
water
right,
than should
let's
be
get you-
in a person.
I'm going to haul them upstairs and kind of hang them off the side so they're just vomiting off the side of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. Don't want it sinking the ship from
No.
the inside. Very smart, Sally. Well done.
And after a while, Sally, as you have this poor man over the railing of the ship, the water stops, and he looks like a husk of a person. Like his whole flesh seems sunken, and he's pale, and he's sort of like shaking, rocking backwards and forth almost, and he's clutching his stomach and chest in agony. As you see, blooming across his chest is red and a small hole. Which you can only assume came from Worm's huck.
You all right there? Did you have the prawns? Because we had prawns over there and it wasn't a good idea.
And with a speed that you would not expect of a man who just vomited a river's worth of water, he turns and he grabs your arm, and his eyes are wide, bloodshot, and frantic.
I will punch him in the face.
Yeah, that seems about right.
All right. So this is going to be our first attack roll.
Ooh.
Well, not what kind of first attack roll. I would like you to roll. Let's have a look. You're doing this. You're punching him, right? So it'll be a melee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 46 plus your melee.
10.
10. Okay, so that is going to beat his evasion, as he is, a husk of a man. So you will do. What is your damage with your weapon? What have you got on your weapons?
Listed, I've got 2 pistols and a musket.
Okay, all right. Do we have melee damage from like a punch? We do in the. It's 1 plus your brawn.
Okay, so 3.
3. You punch this poor fucker across the face. And you feel that connection, like as his nose just flattens to the side, you see that spurt of blood just out of the side of his face as he reels back at you. And he is going to pull from his waist as you've just attacked him. I'm going to give you the first initiative here as he sort of
Thanks.
grabbed you first. Usually we would have an initiative order, but we're doing it small and narrative right here. He's going to pull a small dirk from his belt. Dirks aren't particularly small, but this one's a small dirk. And he's going to try and hit you So that's just going to be 4d6 because he has no bonuses to this because he's a terrible pirate. So 14, does that beat your evasion?
It is the same as my evasion, but I'm just checking. No, it's all fine. Yeah, it's the same as.
Okay, so let me double check what our rules are in that case then. Taking combat actions, attack. Oh, excuse me, it's 1. Make an attack roll. If you equal or beat the target's evasion, you have hit them. So he equals your evasion, which means that he hits you. And he is going to hit you for, let's have a look at his score right here. He's going to hit you for a 2. So he swings round at you and makes a desperate slash and slashes across your arm, your upper arm, so you get that cool hero wound.
Yes.
All right. So
I'll take it and I'll just start pissing myself laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You should not start touching ladies without their permission, and just pull out both pistols and point them straight at his face.
Are you going to shoot or are you trying to threaten him?
Do I care? I don't know this person. Yeah, I'm going to shoot him in the face. He cut me.
All right. So he is right next to you. So this is where our ranges come into play. As there are a couple of ranges in Cursed Captains as different weapon types. You are in, let's have a look. What is your... do you have anything listed on your weapons about ranges?
My pistol's a medium. My musket's
Pistol
long.
is medium. Okay. So it doesn't say on the pistol that it cannot be used at short range. Well, this is technically the arms range because he is like all up in your grill.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it. Roll that attack.
So I get to shoot both of them simultaneously.
I will say, because it is being used at arm's length, you will suffer a -2 modifier to your attack.
Okay.
Because, it's technically, you're supposed to be ranged, but you're like, with the pistols round.
So a -2 modifier, but I get +1 damage on each shot. So
very
so
nice.
Just call that quits.
So now what would happen is you roll 4d6 plus your accuracy for your thing, but you would -2 from that total because it's all up in your grill.
And then I add 2 at the end.
So that 2 is for your damage, which is done afterwards.
Gotcha, okay.
So
19.
a 17.
Oh, sorry.
With the -2.
17.
That's fine. With the 17. So you're going to hit him because his evasion is very bad. So what is your damage on the pistol?
3 each.
3 each plus
So
2.
6, 7, 8.
8. Okay. You have destroyed this man.
He fucking touched me. Don't do that.
So you hear from the upper decks, all of you down below, 2 pistol shots that ring out in tandem, and then silence.
God damn it, she's killed another one.
I guess she made more holes to let more water out.
No, he probably touched her.
Oh,
You
number one
don't
rule.
touch Sally.
First
Why
rule
don't
when you get
people
on the
know
ship.
you don't touch
Yep.
Sally?
Yep.
I don't hear any of it because I'm talking to a fish that is in the dead people's water.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny little fish.
Oh, right.
Well,
And then they flew over there, did they? Oh, blimey, that's clever.
Yeah,
That's,
well,
I'm just oblivious. What? What?
Right. I need you, because no one else is looking.
Yeah.
I need you to find a cursed item for me. Ask your fish friend.
Right.
Have a look around. Something that doesn't fit, It's normally like a skull, some bones, maybe a jewel or something.
Right.
Yeah.
How will I know if it's cursed?
Well, kind of point it out to me and I'll tell you.
And he will just turn to the first thing he sees.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, innit?
No.
No.
I was like, all right. I think that I knew this was a bad idea. Just asking you.
I
want you to
can do it.
Can I just grab a random body that's still floating that I haven't stabbed yet?
Uh-huh.
And
yeah,
I just want to take it to the captain's quarters. Just take the body down. I'll be right back.
So you pull another body down. This one is a young woman who
Whoa, can I pick somebody else? That's not a good look.
Okay. That's good point there, Noir. All right, you see a crewman, because they're all crewmen, but you reach up and you go, maybe not, that's not the best optics. All right, we'll grab this guy. You pull him down. This is clearly someone who is part of the powder crew. Not the powder crew, which is a faction in Captains of Cthulhu, but somebody on the ship, a gunner, and as his hands are sort of like stained black with the powder. You pull him down, and very similar to the other body that Worm accidentally rescued, there's that deep intake of breath and the vomiting of water.
Yeah, there it goes. It's not my coat anyway. It's just going down Athena's coat. I mean, Athena.
Okay, so you take the crewmen up to the top. Mercy, meanwhile, you are looking for anything on this woman's body, this finely dressed lady.
She doesn't seem to be a member of the crew, is what Mercy's assuming, because if she is, she's never seen a pirate dressed like this, unless they were, deciding that they were really tryhards. If they were a tryhard pirate. And I think as she hears the pistol shots go off and they have that brief conversation about Mercy, I feel like we are all so used to Mercy shooting somebody in the face because they've decided to put hands on her and it was a mistake, that we're all like, okay, she's probably fine, and just goes back to patting down this poor woman.
Okay, so as you pat her down, nobody's worried. Sally's fine. You pat down this woman who would have been alive had her head not exploded mysteriously and suddenly all of a sudden, and you feel around the middle where her stay is on her dress, as she's wearing one of those corseted stay dresses with the all the MacGuffins, and you know that inside these dresses there are like pockets, an actual like tied around pockets. And as you sort of dig around, you feel like there's a little silken handkerchief, which is now obviously soiled and wet from the water. But in her other pocket, you find your fingers wrap around something which feels sort of circular in shape, with some dimension to it. The front feels rough, and you feel around the top there's a little dial. This seems to be like a pocket watch.
I feel like Mercy has a moment where she kind of she feels bad, right? She's a pirate, but this is a woman who they now know would have been alive had she not been shot in the head. So she feels kind of bad about rifling through her pockets. But I think she mutters a little "forgive me" before she pulls out this what I guess is a pocket watch.
Okay, as you pull it out, it looks to be a sort of a brassy golden color, and the front of it is engraved with signs and shapes that you're not familiar with, but they would, to your immediate knowledge, as being someone who is faintly aware of the occult somewhat and the spookiness of the world. These could be sort of runes or sigils. You can't read them. You don't know what they say. You don't know what they signify, but it doesn't look like brocade or pattern or filigree or anything like that. It definitely looks occult in nature.
Yeah, I think she takes a minute to kind of turn the watch over. She doesn't open the watch, but she traces her fingers along the carvings, and she takes a minute twisting it around just to see, because she has runes and stuff she uses in her own spell work. And I think as she kind of turns it takes her a minute to realize that this isn't anything she recognizes. Hey, Corny, I feel like maybe this is up your alley. Recognize these? And she holds it up by the chain almost very gently, and as it kind of swings a little bit.
I'm gonna head
These
closer
aren't my kind
to
of
it,
runes.
and I'm gonna examine it without actually touching it. So as she's holding it up and it's hanging, he's gonna go
Does
around.
it accidentally hypnotize him?
Never
Bird
need
on
to
her
Okay.
smoke
shoulder is
again.
doing this. Side by side with it.
Hold it still.
She
Right, I'm
stops
gonna
it
have a
with her
look
hand.
and see if I know what the
Okay.
rules are.
All right. Hit me with the studies.
Right. Boom. It's only 13 this time.
13. Okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't beat the target number I'd set, which is 16, a medium. So you are, again, familiar with these. You don't quite know what they say and what it means, but definitely is your expertise. It's up your alley.
I don't know what the runes means, but it might be the cursed object that's causing all this, or it could be something else. If you hand it over, I'll have a look at it and study it.
I think she kind of picks it up to look at it again, as like in her own curiosity. And I like to think that while she wants to give it to Corny, she also kind of wants to open it now. Now he doesn't know what the front of it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she in the brief moment before she hands it over, she clicks it open.
Okay. As you click it open,
She's too curious.
As you click it open, it is not a pocket watch as you had thought, but a compass.
Ooh.
But it is spinning wildly.
Compass.
I mean, not that I'm the navigator, but I know my way around a compass and navigational equipment. I don't think it's supposed to work like this.
Nah, not normally.
Is there anything else on the compass? Is there anything special about its face, about the arrow that would point north? Does it even have a directional symbols on there, or is it just more runes?
It is, in fact, more runes. There is no north, east, south, west, as you would expect. I had to think never eat shredded wheat then for a second.
Yeah,
My brain.
every time.
Yeah, there is no directional markers on it, but a series of runes.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
A tuna fish, right? What? Hmm?
This
He sort of
weird
sidles
compass,
over.
and she hands it over to Worm to look at.
All right,
You've seen your fair share of navigational equipment being in and out of captain's quarters.
hang on. All right, let me have a look. Let me have, no one get me closer look. Do I recognize anything?
All right, let's have a studies test from you, Worm.
So want him to get
Good luck.
this.
I will say that Jay, you do have a reroll, I believe, according to Sam. Oh no, sorry, you don't. Never mind.
Oh.
Womp
Ooh, no, this wouldn't be a navigate. It's definitely not. Wow, it's a compass. Would this be count as a navigation or sailing knowledge?
I would say no, as there is no directional thing on here. It's full of runes and spooky stuff.
Okay, I won't use my part of the ship skill. It's just a segue for the system.
Thanks, Jay. Nailed it.
Okay, I have no modifiers whatsoever. Okay. 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, Worm, unfortunately, you're not too familiar with this either. It's not quite ringing any bells. You know, as a bosun, though, that if this is a compass, it's a shit one. But perhaps, much like a compass, it just needs to find its north, whatever its north is.
Right. No, I don't. That's a broken compass, that is. I don't know where it's going to take you. It's certainly going to take you north. Look at that. Look at that. Don't even have an end. What's nonsense, isn't it? Tell you what, I'll have it back. I'm going to go and have a little look in the map room. Well, you have someone in there, you know what I mean?
I just had a thought too. This woman, whoever she was aboard the ship, but she wasn't part of the crew, so she would have had quarters somewhere, right? There might be a book, something else inscribed that might give us a clue as to what these mean. Maybe Worm's right, maybe the map room will chart wherever this was supposed to take the crew?
I mean, maybe. Possibly. If she wasn't a stowaway.
I can't imagine that the Artemis would have been used to ferry around the noble folk. So if she was aboard, Captain Athena had her on board for a reason, and maybe this was it.
or to ransom her.
True.
Hang on,
I
I've
know
got
a
it.
captain would do that.
Can I borrow it again?
Sure, and she hands
Here.
it back to him.
Thank you. And I walk across to the water where my little fish was, and I hold it up. Dave, you know anything? What do you think? What do you rate, mate?
The rest of you see a fish with a very blank expression just open its mouth at Worm. Just
Right? And then we put it in there, do we? Oh, right. Doesn't fit, does it? All right. Okay, thank you, Dave. No, he didn't know nothing.
Oh, shame.
I think in this moment she turns to Corny and goes, "Can he actually? I didn't want to ask, but can he actually talk to fish?"
You know what? I think he can. I've seen stranger things. I've just accepted that he can talk to fish.
I've never questioned it, but I just, it usually happens when I'm not around.
Yeah.
Worm, as you finish up your conversation with Dave the fish, you're looking over the compass in your hand again, and your fingers are a little bit slippy, and it drops into the water.
Oh,
Bloody hell, Worm.
sorry.
So a couple of inches in the bottom of the deck. As it does, you notice that the compass needle spins wildly before it seems to settle on a direction, and it just slowly swings back and forth in a direction.
I think we should go that way. And I just point the same way as the arrow on the compass.
Mercy will pull out her own compass. I imagine that we would have compasses and basic equipment.
Yeah.
And kneels down next to it. Which direction is it pointing?
It's pointing in a northeasterly direction.
Would that be out of port then?
Out of port, yeah. Don't at me about the actual physical location of Nassau. Geography is not my strong suit.
No, that's totally possible. It's totally possible to go northeast out of Nassau, I'm pretty sure. From my
Nailed
memory
it.
of putting it on the map for the GM screen.
That's actually correct. I'm a genius. Okay. So, meanwhile, up in Athena's quarters, Duke, you have this young gunner, and he has finished vomiting up his lungs. You've gone past Sally and the corpse of the other poor fucker that met his end on this ship. And this young gunner is kind of just sat on the floor, and he has this 1,000-yard stare.
Better out than in, lad. Better out than in. I would like to ask a question in concern to one of the skills that I have, which is called Easy Company. I gain 1 reroll on savvy characteristic checks when talking to a friendly or neutral NPC for 5 minutes or longer.
Sweet. Okay.
So 1, has it been 5 minutes or longer? And 2, he wasn't able to see all the murder we did, right?
No. I mean, he was too busy, reverse drowning and,
All right, good, cool. All right, in that case, then, better out than in, lad. Better out than in.
Okay, and as you sort of pat him reassuringly on the back, he's just sat there going, "It's cursed. It's cursed. Cursed."
Funny you mention that. I've been trying to figure out exactly what kind of curse we've got going around here. Where was your heading before the Artemis landed here in Nassau?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's a question.
I do want to know, lad. That's why I'm asking.
No. It was a cursed voyage. Cursed voyage. Never should have taken it. It was a cursed voyage. Never should have gone. Never should have gone. I should have stayed in port. I had all the money. I had money. I could have stayed in port.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to get your shit together and answer my questions. So, where did you go?
And he looks up at you, and he looks past you to the portrait of Athena, and he says, he looks at her and he goes, the captain met someone, promised us gold and fortune and adventure, and the captain liked the sound of that, and she sold it to us on the ship. When you tell a bunch of folks that they're gonna get rich, they're not gonna say no, are they?
Yeah, where is your captain?
And he looks at you and he's like, she's not here?
Well, perhaps I got to do a little bit more looking. Do you know who this lad was that your captain talked to sold you all out for a cursed voyage?
It was no lad. It was no lad. So it was a lass, a bonny lass, in she was dressed all proper like a lady, a proper lady. She had this
nice white dress.
Yeah. Do you know her?
Not anymore. All right, so
fuck.
All right. Do you remember the name of the location you were all headed?
There was no name. There was no name. So no name. Just a heading. Just a heading.
Where's that heading?
It was I'm no helmsman, but I feel like we went in a northeasterly direction.
All right. Can you tell me the offensive capabilities of your ship? Exactly what are we working with here in the Artemis?
She's got a good complement of cannonry, sir, but she's no good without a crew.
Don't worry about that. I gotta find the crew. Let's see. I found your spooky basement with the water ceiling. I've got this nice captain's quarters here. Anything else I should look for? Any notable features of this ship?
I mean, she's like any of her type, really. She's got good speed to her. She's got good maneuverability. She's fairly offensive when she needs to be.
Good to know. Good to know. Let me introduce you to the crew. You feeling all right? We can get you some food after you meet the crew. How's that sound? You look like you could use some bread and some gravy and whatever else.
Truth be told, sir, I'd like to get on land and never leave it again.
I can give you that after you meet my crew. How does that sound?
All right.
They might have questions that you can answer. I'm not exactly the smartest one that's on the ship, but so that's why I want to make sure that they all get their questions before we let you go. We're on the Nassau. You can get yourself some nice food, and I've got some gold for you. How's that sound?
He's just nodding at this point. He's just nodding along. You can tell he's still clearly not entirely there. He's been through a lot. Bless him. Is a little traumatized, as you would be. But he nods and goes with you.
I just open up Athena's chest of clothing and just take a handful of it and just dump it on top of where he was spewing and do that thing that gross frat boys do where they clean up by they just putting their foot on the clothes and moving it in circles. Then I take them out. All right, everybody on the deck. Your captain's got words to have with you. And then he shoots in the air for no reason.
Meanwhile, in Nassau, like a small crowd has appeared on the dock as there's been quite a lot of gunfire from this rumored ghost ship. No one's really approaching. There's a lot of superstition amongst pirates, as you would know. And a lot of these pirates are watching with morbid interest, waiting for you all to meet horrible grisly deaths, no doubt.
They see the body of the formerly spewing touchy man just plop off the side into the sea. It's like just boot him up the arse.
Nice. It's like a really shit version.
The ghost stories worse.
Yeah. The body just flies over the edge and you hear a couple of like, oh, fuck that, as people run off down the docks. All right, so you have been summoned to the deck, crew.
Right.
I'll lean against the side while reloading my pistols.
I go off and find like a jar.
Once everybody makes it, he's just gonna go, all right, lads. So, lads and lasses, so it appears that their last heading was northeastern-ish, and it was an accursed place that they landed in this here ship. They their captain made a deal with our friend in the frilly dress, and things didn't go so well. That's all I've been able to get from him. He's rather spooked. So if you got any questions, now's the time to ask him. And I'm kind of giving him that look that I'm probably gonna waste this guy as soon as they get all their questions.
We know.
you know.
Captain, on the woman, we found this, and she holds up the open, spinning. I imagine it's spinning wildly again. Now it's out of the water compass.
Worm said he was going to find a jar, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Are you putting the compass in the jar? Did I assume correctly?
I'm gonna fill the jar with water and then put the compass in it. Yeah.
Oh, we can do a little demonstration thing. Well,
there you
go. We show him the spinning compass, and then you approach with a jar, and we.
Mercy! Look,
I'm just gonna.
Oh, you've got a jar of water. Excellent. The water at the bottom of the ship, by the way. So she points at this poor, pale crewman.
Mm-hmm.
That's not seawater. That was put into the ship purposely for this to work.
And he nods. His eyes are wide, and he says, "Yeah, they did it."
Where from? Where was the water taken from?
And he's like, he looks distraught. And he's like, "It came from the island we went to."
That's
you never mentioned an island.
What island? Where? Where were you?
I don't know. I didn't have a name. We just went in that direction and we found it, and it's where they were.
Mercy drops the compass into the water. I imagine leaving the stuff like the probably cork at that time, like lid on, leaves the chain just sticking out, so it's suspended in there.
Yep.
Well, before she notices the captain swinging the pistol.
He's being very crazy with it.
Before we let this fine gentleman find the shore, Captain, perhaps we can take him to the map room and see if we can work out where they left port from and how many days in it was until they found this island, since you apparently have no idea where you were going.
I'm just gonna nudge the crewman and go, see, that's what I'm talking about. They're smart as shit.
Yeah, see, she's doing a science as well. We did one earlier.
They're all... That's why you employ people smarter than you. Take them to the map room. You're gonna give them all the answers that I couldn't get out of you. Then you'll go to shore. Yay!
Okay. Yay. So the map room, you would know, it was on the desk in Captain Athena's quarters. It is quite a very well-made map. What looks very expensive. And you can see on it is various sort of measuring equipment on there. And you can see that there is, on papers that are scattered around, a rough course that had been plotted in a northeasterly direction. And as you read through the documents, you can see that it's going to take, or at least was estimated when this note was written, that it would be 4 days sail northeast of Nassau.
Can I ask you, why were you going to this island?
It was we were told there was a bounty there, gold.
Ooh, like that.
Your
Cursed,
final,
I imagine, yeah.
No one said anything about a curse.
Oh, it's probably cursed.
Which
reminds me, do you know what the cursed item is for down there?
What?
Well, did you notice anything like an unusual item that was brought on? No,
all I know is when we got there, we dropped anchor just offshore, and we were just relaxing for the night because we didn't want to go ashore at night, and our ship was boarded, and they forced us all down to the lower deck, and it was dark, and then the next thing I knew, I was drowning.
Well, you're back in Nassau now, so the ship sailed itself south. But that was your final destination. You stopped beforehand to fill the bottom of the boat with that water, right?
I don't know. It must have been from there. I mean, it looked like a place, that has water on it. It looked like a fairly decent island.
So you stopped at one island before reaching your destination, or headed straight to your destination?
We went straight there.
How many days sailing?
4, maybe.
Fair weather, good winds.
Yeah.
I imagine there's not like a big X on this map or the papers anywhere that shows where they've gone, because I feel like that would be silly. Can she grab some of the navigational equipment and work out, because she is a wind caller, so she understands how the wind works, how ships sail. Can she work out from leaving Nassau, knowing that they had fair weather and good wind? Can she try and figure out the general area, like if there's because the Caribbean's clusters of little islands everywhere and small bits of sandbank. Can she pinpoint on this map a general area of where they could have been with 4 days sailing?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a seafaring test.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have any?
I
only
believe
get bonuses to spells, I think.
Also, if Worm wants to, Worm could assist you with this as a bosun. Navigation is part of his bread and butter.
He's not been paying any attention. He's just been talking over the side of the ship again to a fish.
Worm!
Ah!
Come in here and help me with this chart. The fish will wait.
Hey, swim off. That's what fish do. Right, anyway, come on then.
And I think maybe this is like a team effort. Like, I imagine she is good with figuring out with the winds having gone this way and the sails, and like maybe Worm is better with actually using the equipment. I feel like she's one of those people that like does this and is somehow always right. Even though she can't use all of the equipment to, like, no one's taught her. It's just stuff she's picked up.
Yeah. Okay, so just as a quick question here, so assisting the way assisting another character works is, if you have a characteristic score equal to or greater than the character taking the check, you may help your crewmate, and you add a +2 to the modifier of your crewmate's check. So, Jay, let's just have a quick check. What is your seafaring skill?
3.
3. V, what is yours?
2.
2. So, Jay has a higher seafaring skill than V does. So Jay, if he wishes to, as Worm, can give Mercy a +2.
All right then. I will give you a +2, won't I? And he leans down over the map.
She's holding a piece of equipment that she understands the premise of its use, but doesn't know how to use it on this map. Like, she's worked out other bits, and she's like slowly drawing smaller concentric circles. I rolled 23.
23. Okay. Oh, all right.
I'll take my +2 and go home.
Very nice. So that becomes a 25 overall. That's with the +2. Okay.
I just added it in with the modifiers.
I had set this as a medium test, as you know, the two of you were working on it. You got a 23, which is almost successfully defeating a very hard test, but we're not quite there. But as you defeated the target number that I had set, between the two of you, you can easily figure out the rough area of where this needs to be. You know, you're using the various navigational equipment here on this table. And you can figure out that it is not on this map. Where this island should be does not appear on the map.
I think Mercy circles in probably pencil. Is the easy. I imagine the ink is all dried up in the well. Circles the area. And goes to put the pencil to her mouth, and the parrot steals it from her and is like nibbling on the end, and she gives up. There's nothing here.
No, there's nothing on the map.
God, I've got such a fucking cool crew.
I'm just imagining Captain Duke in the doorway, just like, like just overlooking it, like supervising.
Actually, can I go off and do something real quick?
Sure.
I'd like to scour the ship to see if I can find Athena.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to have you test this one because the ship is empty besides the lower deck, which is full of people. Athena is not here.
Okay. Unfortunate.
I understand, sir, that when you are done here, you wish to take shore leave.
He like nods enthusiastically, like, yeah.
Well, there are still a dozen of your crew below decks who may still be saved. Are you telling me that you would abandon your captain? Your
And
ship?
he shakes. He's like, no.
You said the ship needs a crew, and we have 2 vessels now. At least until Athena can be found to reclaim her ship. So I would suggest that you, if we are done with this gentleman, you get below decks and get the rest of your crew out of that water and get this ship sailworthy.
Ooh. I think
She's
that
really
this
going for
guy.
that. You were actually going to abandon your captain? Is that really what you're going to do?
I'm here with it. I'm here for it.
He won't be mad if he does. She'll just be disappointed, you know?
Damn. Okay, so ordinarily we would have a test here. It's like an intimidation, but this dude is already he's already gone past terrified, and he is just clinging on to his last of his courage, and he will be susceptible to this. This is, as we play Curse Captains, it's very much a narrative focused system, so sometimes you don't need to make rolls. We don't need to roll for every single thing. So here's an example of a good place where you wouldn't need to make your players roll. He nods and he looks so defeated and dejected, and he says, can I get some help? There's a lot of them.
Of course. She puts her hand on his shoulder. We're sailing under Captain Duke. The man may look like a fool, but he's a good captain. And so is Athena, from what I hear. Whatever it was that cursed you out there, we have to undo it for the sake of your captain and your crew. Otherwise, how can you ever step ashore in Nassau and show your face again? And it's meant to be slightly encouraging, but also like, you're definitely going down and doing shit. Second thoughts here.
You're negging this pirate is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it works, and he heads below decks, and he begins rescuing the last of his crew. So the rest of you, what are you doing in the meantime?
Worm's gonna go and help him.
Okay.
So he just heads off downstairs because he secretly just wants to talk to Dave.
Orny's gonna go to the captain. No, captain. I know you like the ship and all, but it's still cursed. So
I've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still profit to be made from selling a cursed ship. Somebody's got to be willing to buy it, I think.
Right? Yeah. I mean, quite big. I mean, we gotta. I mean, I could say that I exorcised it, and then you could sell it for so much.
A lot of people like that sort of thing. It's like a sort of what's it called?
Kink.
Fucked up, like like a hobby. Like you can charge more.
I mean, but somebody somewhere's got to have a cursed ship king, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Captain, we could ransom it back to Captain Athena for a sizable sum, assuming she is still alive.
I mean, you could.
Maybe don't mention that to the crew. We have a crew, by the way.
We do.
Oh, well, I was thinking maybe we should have the ones down there make everything sea ready, but then I was also thinking we might want to just kill them. I'm glad that you made the right decision there, Mercy. Sometimes I don't think straight.
They'll want to get their captain back, and the ship's worth more if we can tell Captain Athena that not only did we save and she just looks at Corny, exercise her ship, but we rescued her crew too. That's got to be worth. It's got to be worth some more money, right?
But from the handsy ones.
Yeah. Well,
they died as an unfortunate act of drowning, Sally.
Yeah. It's very what's the word? The sea pokes holes in you.
Yeah.
Weird tidal thing.
When they dropped from the ceiling, the ship had been through some bad weather.
That's the one.
Debris.
See, she's smart, that one.
The way I figure it, though, we've got this fine ship, and everyone in the crew has been floating in some sort of ghost water, and there's no sign of the captain. So that means either one of two things. Either Athena is a god-awful coward and left her ship and her crew to die, or Athena found exactly what she was looking for.
Didn't bring it
Maybe
back.
there was a really difficult ladder.
Captain, do you want me to
He laughs, but you can tell there's like some real hurt there.
cut deep? Captain, do you want me to try and find this cursed item, or do you want to just leave it cursed? I mean, it's your ship now, so.
I think that the greater story is to find exactly what happened.
All right, I'll leave it cursed then.
Maybe it's not even here.
Maybe.
I'm
didn't see
thinking
anything.
If Athena's not here, maybe she has whatever it is. It cursed the ship, left her stranded.
Yeah.
I
mean, if
think
I didn't
that
want
we're
someone
going
to-
to have to go to that island.
Well, what's the best way to keep your treasure on the island that you want than to set the ship adrift of the person who tries to steal it, right?
Yes, but how did a ship with no crew make its way all the way to Nassau?
Well, I mean, there are ways.
I can't think of any. Hell,
No, but it's a bit ooh kind of way. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Like my
That's-
kind of way.
Mercy has a moment and just walks straight out of the captain's cabin, goes up, you know, at the top of the helm, and
Yeah.
she, using the ropes, pulls herself up onto the railing, and just I imagine there's a crowd, and she just shouts out, 5 reals for the man who can tell me how this ship came into port.
Okay. All right. You get all sorts of responses from your man to a ghost to, oh, I did it, and stuff like that. You get a ton of responses.
I think as this starts coming in, she shouts out, and a pistol shot from the lady down there for the liars. And sees who
Silence.
shuts up.
Everyone shuts up. But I would like, while you're up there,
Sally
to roll
boos.
me. I would like to say a seafaring check.
Okay. She's okay at this. 16.
16. Okay. So you call out this message, and after your follow-up threat, there's silence. And you sort of like look back at the wheel, and you notice that it is in such a position where it clearly has been moved. And it has been used. And as you kind of look at the ropes, you can tell those have also been used and secured. And as you look down at the wheel again, you see there's a puddle of water right where someone would stand. Where the helmsman would stand is water. And it's not rained here in Nassau. The ship has been here for a while. There has been no big waves that would have crashed up here.
Does it look like the same water from downstairs, the kind of algae stain?
Very similar, yes.
Huh.
She's doing that science
She's still
face,
holding onto the rope,
thinking
looking
face.
back. And I think she looks back to like the crowd who are still there, and she's like, "Well, off with the lot of you then, before I let her get the pistols out." Like that, kind of like everybody go back to whatever you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And she jumps down. She looks at the puddle. She passes her hand like in front of the wheel, just as a nothing, doesn't hit anything.
Doesn't hit anything. As you look down into the puddle, again, you see a face. You don't quite see a full face. You see the whites of eyes and like the shadow of a nose and a mouth, which kind of seems to look at you for a moment before it sort of disappears.
Are we familiar with the crew of the Artemis? Have we met them
Yes.
before?
Yeah.
It's not the bosun or the first mate, is it, that
No.
she's seeing in that puddle?
No, it's a completely unfamiliar face.
Mercy, what are you doing up there?
Well, I wanted to see if anyone had seen how the ship came into port, Captain, but nobody has. And there's just a puddle up here. The rest of the ship's bone dry, but right here in front of the helm.
Maybe it was a really scary voyage.
I saw a face in it,
piss?
Captain.
You saw a face in piss?
In the puddle. It's water,
Oh.
the same water as downstairs.
Yeah, Captain.
Well, they drowned in piss.
Oh.
Oh dear, just Mercy is doing what Sally did earlier. Just she looks up.
All
That's
right.
the thing that she does though. Like where the puddle is, she looks up because there would be like mast
Yeah.
rigging and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't tell me there is somebody tangled in the rigging.
There is not.
The first.
I am going to do some real dumb stuff here.
All right, Captain.
I would like to go back down to the spooky dungeon where the crew was hanging, and I'd like to cut my hands in the spooky ghost water.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to drink the spooky ghost water.
Oh, no.
Yes. That's our captain right there.
Okay. All right. So you scoop the water.
Spooky ghost water, yes.
Spooky ghost water. And you take a sip. And you immediately begin retching as this tastes like filth. This tastes like decay. This tastes like rot. At which point, Worm is there with the poor crewman.
I was going to say, Worm's just watched him come in, said absolutely nothing, and just been stood there. Yeah, right. And then just turns back to carry on talking to Dave.
He's running up to the deck and just heaving off the side. And then he's just going to go, it's not water. It's death.
Did you drink that?
Yes, I drank
Sally
it.
and Corny with just like I imagine the three of them share often, which is oh dear God, why?
Oh look, he's doing a science.
Like the rest of the crew, when they do science, it's smart. Whenever Duke does it, it's just dumb as shit.
Maybe stick to the rum, Captain. That'll
Rum,
have some more of that.
What, Captain? I think we should probably start setting sail or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you gonna like set sail on this ship? Because I'm not. I'm going back to ours.
No, we're taking our ship.
Yeah. Captain.
Yeah, we're gonna leave this. We're okay. So here's a dumb.
I think we take both.
Here's a dumb boat question because I know nothing of boats. Can we tow a boat?
You with your ship, which I imagine to be like a mid-size ship, like a cutter.
She's a big fucking ship.
Oh, it's a big one? Okay.
Oh yeah, she's a big gal.
The Artemis is pretty big though, right? I've seen the
yeah,
stats
the
of
Artemis. Yeah, the Artemis is
true.
a pretty chunky. Like
we could split the party because we have a crew on this ship, right? And then our own crew for our ship.
Yes, you could do that.
We did say Worm could be a captain.
Oh God!
I was about to say, like, Worm's
Acting
just
captain.
heard this. So as soon as this conversation starts happening, his head just appears from beneath deck. I was promised a hat! And that's it. That's all he says.
Were any of the drowning people wearing hats?
Yeah. There's a tricorn hat in there somewhere. Sure, why not?
Just shake it off. I'd like to imagine this from one of the people that was stabbed. Just here you go, Word.
Thank you very much. I won't let you down, Captain. And I put it on backwards.
All right. Now, who amongst you's got the stones to ride on this here haunted ship?
I volunteer.
Who's going with Mercy?
Yeah, whatever. Can we just?
All right.
I'd quite like to get this done, so we're not on it anymore.
And I can't very well leave some of my own here. So that means that Worm.
Yes, sir, Captain. Hey.
I'm counting on you to captain the proud.
I'll make you proud, Captain.
I'm not entirely sure what's better, staying on the cursed ship or going on that one.
I think they're both cursed at this point.
And what are you, Cordy?
I'll go with Wormy. I think he needs the support.
All right. You keep the crew over there safe and strong, and maybe keep the whole haunted ghost floating water thing to yourselves. They're a superstitious bunch.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll make sure they're, you know, like in tip-top condition and all that.
Oh, and also, I just feel the need to tell you, I love you both like sons. But if you try and make away with me ship, I'll kill you where you sleep. All right. Good luck to everyone. We've got our assignments.
I'll just lean in and go, hide up a ladder.
You know what, Sally? Words are hurtful.
Okay, so as the GM slowly loses what last she has of her marbles and has a plot she desperately needs to move forward as time runs ever short. 4 days passes. It is uneventful and clear, beautiful skies. It is what you would dream in a pleasant sail as you make your way towards this uncharted island. And on the dawning of the 4th day, it is not Gandalf appearing up at Helm's Deep. It is indeed the silhouette of land just ahead.
Here, Wormy, Lando.
It's Captain.
Sorry, Captain Wormy.
That's
Lando.
it. Lando?
Yeah.
Ho?
Yeah.
Where?
What there?
No, that's an island, Corny. See, this is why I'm captain. Right.
Right.
And I pull out. I assume that I have the general sort of pirate monocle thing, telescope.
Yeah.
And I lift it up to my eye, and I sit there for a second or two, and then I take the cap off the front, and then I sit there for another second or two. And just have a look, see what's going on.
I'm amazed we didn't die in those 4 days.
It was a little rough, Connie. It was a little rough. There were moments
the only
where you
ones
had to
left.
kind of like,
Everyone else is dead.
you've walked in on many tense discussions with the rest of the crew when they've gone eerily silent when you've appeared, and they're like, but
that'll make them miss me.
so you look through your spyglass and you see land, and it looks to be a sort of fairly sizable island here, which is bizarre. You'd expect with an island of this size it would be charted, but you can see it has hilly sort of areas to it, almost mountainous, and forest. And you can see at one point from where you're approaching, there does appear to be fresh water running on this island.
Do I see like either an actual dock or a bay or anywhere that like am I faced with sheer rock or?
There's like a sort of natural bay here. The way the island is shaped, there's just a natural place you could anchor.
Okay. So I think like Worm would like look around for the Artemis to see if the other ship was like how close are they? Are they anywhere near us?
Well, I imagine, I would like to hope, although again, this might be a fool's hope, that you had coordinated so that you were always within pretty close distance of each other. Not like touching each other, obviously, because that's very difficult to do on a ship also. And, you know, different ships going to move at different speeds, but you're within visual distance of each other.
Oh, we totally had a race at some point in these 4 days.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Drag racing, but with pirates?
Yeah.
We threw all our cannonballs off just to try and lose some weight.
We got
We
the
live our
Artemis.
life a quarter knocks at a time.
Cannonballs were off. Most of the crew was thrown
Yeah.
overboard.
I
mean,
imagine that like Mercy, the captain, and Sally have all sat around a table whenever this weird race was thing, just being like, okay, how much do you want to bet they start throwing things off the ship? Like, there's a lot of exchanging money at the end of this.
It's good to know that the Proud has no cannonballs. Okay.
Oh,
good to know.
well, you know, I would imagine the crew hid at least 40 of them away from me, just, you know,
Maybe.
in case.
Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Who's to say? All right. So
I look over at the Artemis and I'm like, I just stand there for a second, not really know what to do, and then just go. And then point at the island. That's it. That's all he does.
He doesn't know what to do, does he?
Yeah.
He's a fine captain in the making. The first years are rough.
I
At
feel
what
like
point
Mercy...
does he learn words?
I mean, he's got words. He just saves them for the fish. All right, to the island, everyone. Make sure you're armed and ready for whatever we encounter. If this island's anything like that water I drank, it's filled with death and decay.
Mercy goes to the railing and shouts this over at Worm, like, land ahead, drop anchor, prepare to board, to go ashore. Just starts shouting the captain's orders over at Worm, like our terrible messaging system.
I think all Mercy would see is, that ship in the franchise of pirate films where, who is it? They look through the spyglass and there's Jack Sparrow and Legolas, and they're just arguing at each other and the sail is flapping. Like, they don't know what they're doing. That's Worm and Corny right now trying to get a sail down and turn the anchor. Yeah. And I hear Mercy over the waves and then just start parroting it as if I know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yep. So eventually, after this clusterfuck of a mooring, you make land, and you can actually see, it's very easy to see that people have been here. There seems to have been a way cut through the jungle ahead of you.
So kind of them to make a path for us. Gonna just head in that path.
Okay.
You are just like a stalker's wet dream, aren't you?
I don't know what that means, but did you see how swiftly I went down the ladder? You don't tell that story, do you, Sally?
It was very it was really impressive. Well done.
Made sure not to drink this morning, specifically for this ladder. But now that that's been conquered.
Oh, good. We can start the count up again. That's 1 day. That's 4 days without the captain being overboard.
I'll go.
Captain.
There's some wood attached to the side of the boat, near the front. I just turn it over to 1 day.
Yeah, it's like one of those workplace incident boards. It has been 1 day since the captain went overboard.
Oh, I've missed you. Hardest 4 hours of not drinking I've ever had in my life. All right, let's go.
Mercy stands behind Sally and this line of people going down the spooky path, by the way.
How spooky is it? Is it dark and spooky or just spooky?
It's overgrown jungle spooky. So you can. It's humid. It's hot. You can hear the cawing of tropical birds and the scuttering of animals. You hear the hiss of a snake somewhere, but you are following a path which has clearly been cut through this jungle.
Oi, Athena! If you're here, show your cowardly face. Or your captured face. We're here to save you. And or kill you, depending. I like to leave my options open.
So, as you make this declaration into the jungle, you hear what sounds like swords being drawn from scabbards. That telltale king.
Oh, now we're talking about fucking language.
You hear the mechanical click of a musket being raised.
I vanish into the undergrowth.
Oi, I hear swords and guns. Let the brave among you let the cowards stand back with their firearms, and let's settle this like pirates.
So stepping out of the brush around you, the jungle, behind a big leaf, comes a young woman who is wearing what looks like robes, like you would see from a freaking monk in a church or something, like that long, drab, single color robe. She pulls back her hood, and you can see branded into her forehead is a strange symbol. I would like anyone who wants to identify this to roll me studies.
Go. 18.
18. Okay, Tom.
15 for me.
15.
Why do I keep rolling 9?
9?
Let me roll anything other than 9.
You're calling for help in England.
999. Yeah. Okay. So, V, you got 18. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. You know this to be the mark of an elder being. This is the mark of something.
She knows this isn't good, right?
She knows it's very bad.
Captain?
Oi.
She puts a hand on his shoulder and just gently starts pulling him backwards away from this woman.
She's got to keep... What's going on?
That's the mark of an elder being. She's like whispering out the corner of her mouth. And I imagine like bones on her shoulder has become restless.
Mm-hmm. So for those at home who aren't one of the players, and also for the players who know this, what it looks like is a branch pointed in a northwesterly direction with no leaves on it.
You hear like a very faint rustle in the undergrowth and a whisper come out like, would you like me to pretend that she touched me?
Northeast, sorry, not northwest.
Not just yes, Sally. All right, so Mercy, you're telling me that we shouldn't go in stabbing first and asking questions later.
No, but I also don't think you should trust this woman or anything she says.
So I should go stabbing first and asking questions later.
Ask questions, only half believe the answers, then maybe stab.
All right. Hi, I'm Duke, Captain Duke. Nice to meet you. Love your robes.
And she keeps the pistol. Did I say she had a musket or a pistol or a sword?
It was a musket. Somebody had a musket. I don't know.
Somebody had a musket. She has a musket now. Okay. She keeps it leveled at you and says, "What are you doing here, Captain Duke?"
Well, I'm here to have a conversation, but if you keep that thing pointed at me before I shove it up your ass, I'm going to stab you in the heart. So why don't you point that somewhere else and then we can talk like civil folk?
And there's like a little smile at the corner of her mouth. It's not very wise, Captain Duke. My people have you surrounded.
Well, nobody's ever accused me of being wise, but they've accused me of being a hell of a fighter and killing a lot of people.
Really?
Believe it or not, yes, actually. As Mercy pipes up over the side of his shoulder.
The undergrowth rustles is surprising to us as well.
It's surprising to me too.
The bush says. And she still got it leveled at you. This is private property, Captain Duke. Be best if you leave.
Is that why it's not on any maps?
And she just sort of blinks.
Well, we got something that might belong to someone that's here, so I'd like very much to talk to him if I could.
And she looks, and you get the idea that she's perhaps like maybe someone who's in charge of security here, not necessarily clued in on all that's going on. She has that kind of sort of like semi-confused expression that she's trying to hide with bravado. And behind her comes an elderly man, dressed again very similarly, not bearing the mark on his forehead. And he places like a bony hand on her shoulder, and he does that like creepy sort of like thing with his fingers.
At a time.
Yeah, just like on her shoulder. And he says, now, let's be nice to our new guests. Welcome. Come on. It wouldn't be very hospitable of us, would it, if we didn't show you around?
I get the vibe that this is the guy that calls ladies sweetheart, and it's just weird in the office when they do that. I don't like this guy. I want to shoot him.
Sally, that one definitely like possible target for sure.
Yeah. The click of a musket.
All right. I'm gonna follow.
And he nods, and he places his other bony hand to his chest and gives a little bow. I'm Brother Lucius.
It's nice to meet you,
Please.
Lucius.
Did another crew land here?
They did.
Their ship turned up at Nassau with their
Did
crew
it
aboard
now?
drowned. Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
I regret that I do not.
And Captain Athena, is she here?
I don't think I know anyone by that name.
Mercy's watching.
And he does like a little villain eyebrow.
Mercy's
Can I use Savvy to see if I can tell if this guy is full of shit?
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
And I swear to Christ, if I roll another 9, I'm fighting everybody. I rolled a 19. I'll take it.
Okay, this guy is so full of shit. There's never been anyone more full of shit.
And am I able to tell how many people we're surrounded by? Or is that
I
like
would
a different
say
check?
where you are right now, that would be impossible for you to guess, as you are, you're up at the front of the group. However, Sally, who did disappear into a bush, might have a better idea.
Yeah, I'd like to be like scoping them out, figuring out where they
Absolutely. Okay, I would give this another savvy test.
are. Okay. 15.
A 15. A 15. Okay, you can count that there appears to be 4. 4 in total. So Brother Lucius, the angry girl with the butt gun, who is definitely not Susie character TM, and 2 others which are concealed in the bushes.
I want to take out 2 of them at once, if need be. Like, if this looks like it's
Oh shit! Okay.
kicking off.
Do it.
Yeah, fuck
All
it.
right.
It's a one shot.
So what we're gonna do
As
is we're
soon
gonna
as
have.
I hear Sally shoot, I'm going for the creepy bony figure guy.
Okay. All right. So usually when we start a combat, we gather everybody's initiative scores. Your initiative score is on your sheet already for you calculated. And we don't add a roll to that or anything. It's literally just your initiative score. But what we'll do is, because Sally is going to like surprise them with this cool fucking dual pistol action, we're going to have like a surprise round where Sally can act, and then we will do the initiative.
Okay.
So this is a regular roll with an accuracy bonus, question
Yes.
mark?
So both of these people are within the range of your gun. They're not up close or too far away. They're just right. So you'd say
Goldilocks of headshots.
Goldilocks of headshots. That's 46 plus your accuracy.
15.
15. Okay.
Oh, and I get...
So
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Go
I
on,
get
go
a
ahead.
+1 on the damage, which is 3
Okay.
apiece if it's a hit.
sweet. So do you have the ability to fire 2 pistols at once? Okay, that is very cool. So you got your damage. Sorry, what was your damage?
3 per pistol, but it's +1 to each, so 4 each.
4 each. Okay, so unluckily for these 2, these are just goons. So from the bush, 2 pistols appear, and as the pistol smoke rises, 2 bodies just and land face down. And the woman with the musket raises it and is ready to shoot. She's ready. So here's where we're going to do our initiative. So I'll go around and ask everybody their initiatives rather than you all throw them at me at once, because my brain cannot handle numbers on volume. So Noir.
My initiative is a 12.
12. Tom.
My initiative is a 12.
12. Okay, we'll get to breaking ties in a minute. Millie.
16.
No, sorry. Millie is 16. V.
10.
10. And Jay.
12.
12. Okay, so we have a 3-way. So how we break ties in initiative is, usually if it was 2 of you, we'd flip a coin because it's piracy, right? Flip a coin, pick a side, whoever wins. But because there's more than 2 of you, we have to do a roll off. So just grab a d6 and whoever rolls higher.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. What did you get, Jay?
A 1.
A 1. Okay. Tom?
I rolled a 5.
A 5. Okay. So, because I don't have a coin to hand, roll again. You and Noir.
5.
5. Noir, if you roll a 5.
6.
Okay, good.
There you go.
All right.
Captain
So-
goes first.
Well, he goes in front of you three. You two. So top of the round is going to be Millie again. Then we're going to go to Noir. Then it will be Tom. Then Jay. Then the cultist. Sorry, I mean person on the island, Wink.
Totally
And
not a
then-
suspicious woman.
Then V.
So
I think, unless I just... Yeah, okay.
the guy with the touching is
Yeah.
unarmed.
He appears to be unarmed, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna go for the one with the weird symbol in her head.
Okay.
She's got a gun.
All right.
I have an assassin capability.
Okay.
You can take
What
an
does that
assassin
do?
shot with a pistol for another action. It must be the first action of your turn and uses all the actions of your turn. You make a pistol attack with a +5 to hit.
Oh, but you did fire your pistols last time, so you have to reload. You would have to use your action to reload. Let me double check that. But because unfortunately, back in the old piracy days, chain guns were
Takes
not
a while.
necessarily a thing. You had to reload your gun each time you shot it.
In that case, if that is
Unless
the
you
case,
have multiple pistols attached to you.
I have a musket,
Yeah, fuck it.
but I can't use my assassin shot with that. So it's
Oh.
just shooty bang bang.
But to demonstrate the trait, what we could do is pretend you had a secret third pistol on you this whole time that no one saw.
They
Well,
had
But was very
pistols, right,
convenient for
Susie?
plot. What?
The people that she killed had pistols, and they hadn't fired.
Yeah,
Yeah, just pick 'em
definitely.
up.
Yeah, absolutely. You
I'm
can do
just
that.
gonna be weighed down with guns by the end of this, looting every corpse, even
the
the,
Lara
the
Croft
crap stuff
reload.
like in Skyrim where you walk away with plates.
Yeah. So typically, friends, in a combat encounter such as this, unless it states otherwise, you would need to reload your gun after it's fired. But because we are demoing things here on the system, Millie found a secret third pistol, which she can use for her assassin's pistol
Yay.
trait.
Okay, so my modifier on that is my accuracy.
Yep.
But with a +5,
Oh, jeez. Yep.
well, the numbers don't go that high, Susie, because I've got a 3 in accuracy.
Oh, dang. Okay. So what we would do is just add the +5 and then add a 3 onto the end.
Okie dokie.
The only rule with modifiers is they cannot go above 10. So we're 2 off it being too high.
So that's 17.
+3, that would make it
Yeah.
20. Okay. I am 100,000,000% certain that her evasion is not 20.
Sorry, Susie
So-
character.
You successfully hit with this assassin's pistol shot. So, what is your damage?
It's 3 base, but I
Yeah.
also get to add 2d6 slashing damage.
Ooh. Okay, so if you want to type /R2d6 in there,
With a space,
you put a space
or just-
between, yeah. Cool.
So 10.
So 10. All right. Let me just double check her health. Oh, okay. So you take this shot, you line it up, and you're aiming for not the head, because you know that if she moves or if the wind is just a little dodgy, that's a wasted shot. You aim for center body mass,
Mhm.
and it strikes
way
her. It strikes her almost in the heart, but close. And you see her recoil, and blood sort of balloons out, and you can see that spot on her chest grow dark, and you hear her take like a wheezing breath as you've clearly pierced a lung somehow. But she is still on her feet. I mean, she's obviously staggered backwards. She's been shot in the chest, but she looks like she is still in it. So you, on your turn, you may move, should you wish to.
I'll stay in the undergrowth, but scuttle a bit so that I'm not in the same spot if they try and take a shot at me.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, absolutely. So you can scuttle across. All right. So next up, we have Noir. You've seen that woman in front of you get shot, stagger, but the man is there, still weirdly, coolly, calm and composed.
Duke is also going to be calm and composed, and he's just going to go, "Oh, so much for being surrounded. I should probably tell you that's Sally. She doesn't really like people touching people. And you got weird, bony, creepy heads. Sally, could you do me a favor and reload so you can shoot this fucker too? That's gonna be me using commanding in battle. Once per turn, a character with the skill can sacrifice an action to immediately give one non-terrified or close to death crewmate within medium range that action. The receiving crewmate immediately takes the action of their choice. So you can reload on my turn so that you can do that again on your turn.
Beautiful.
I would shout thanks, but I won't because I'm stealthing.
And with that, I'm just going to unsheathe my blade and just go. I wasn't planning for it to get this interesting this soon, but god damn, I have a good crew. And that's going to be my turn.
Okay. All right. So that will bring us to Tom.
I am going to unsheath my rapier. So the only people that are left is the creepy dude.
Yep.
And the you with a musket, right?
Yes, me with a musket, yeah.
How far away are they?
From you, I would say they are at short range.
I'm not going to do it. No, I'm going to run into the brush and hide.
Tom, we're demoing the system, you fucking coward. Come on.
All right.
He's demonstrating how to hide.
All right, fine.
Okay.
You want me to do something? I'm going to do that one spell. But, you know, I am going to use Tentacle Smash.
Mm-hmm. Extremely good. Okay. So, Tentacle Smash. All right. So, as per the description, it is usually to attack a ship.
Yes, it is. But I wish to attack these two people.
You wanted
because I don't
you wanted
think,
the system showing off. Here you go.
I don't think we'll have time to. I won't have time to use it on the ship.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Use it on, I'm sure there's some water somewhere, like a swamp, that I can bring it up from.
Okay. All right. So this will be a harness test to cast this spell.
Well, I am going to use 4 courage dice.
Ooh.
To make sure that it works. I'm pretty sure that's the max.
I
can use. Because I need to hit a 15. And I do get a +2 bonus modifier to all spell rolls for studies and harness spells.
Okay.
So I'm at a +5 to hit this thing.
Okay.
So let's do this.
Out of interest, as someone who doesn't know the system, courage dice, is that something specific to Tom's character, or can anybody use courage dice?
So this is typically for spellcasting. Spellcasting works in a different way to a usual attack. You choose to spend your courage, so to turn them into courage dice. You can choose between 1 and 4. So that determines on the strength and more likelihood your spell will succeed.
Cool.
So if you want to make sure that you do the spell like all the time, then you'd be spending 4. But that does cost a toll on your courage, because you're basically spending your courage to cast a spell. And once your courage goes down to 0, you're terrified, and you basically can't do anything until someone helps you.
Thank you very much.
Yep. So I used 4, so that brought my courage down to 12. And I
Mhm.
rolled a 16, which surpasses the target thing to cast the spell.
Gotcha. So you surpassed it, you cast the spell.
Mm-hmm. Now it says it automatically hits the hull of the target ship.
Okay.
Does that mean
So
it
instead-
automatically hits?
Instead of hull of target ship, we're gonna just, control F and put in cultist and Susie with a gun.
Okay, that's 30
and-
damage.
30 damage. Okay. So I'm taking some liberties here. James is probably there in chat being like, this doesn't work on things that aren't ships. What are you doing? But it's cool. So out of the water, you summon this inky, black, dripping tentacle, too large to belong to any creature, and it just rears up in the air and slaps down onto the earth. And as it peels back, you can see that the cultist and me with a gun are crushed into the ground like Coke cans. They are just...
All right, Captain.
I've thought of a few different ways of how this could end, and did not think of that one. You're always surprising me. So, let's see what else these fuckers are hiding.
Oh, I might have crushed whatever they was holding. Oh. Sorry, Cap, that's my bad.
It happens to the best of us. Can you move your tentacle, though? I just want to see if I can get to the bodies.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring it back down into the thing.
I'm just imagining the horrible suckery suction sound as it kicks itself back up.
Yeah, it's got the big, octopus suckers on it. They're
Yeah.
just...
Oh, it's taking one of the bodies. Hold on.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Fuck off. So shouts the parrot.
The parrot is screaming "fuck off" the whole time. Okay, so me with a gun has nothing. She's paced at this point, at pointy, sharp paste because there's bones in there, but paste nonetheless. And the cultist dude, Brother Lucius, he is also in a very similar pate sort of form, but within his robes, you do find what appears to be a iron ring with keys on it.
Well, I think I'll be taking this as you won't be needing it. You understand? And, just to make sure nobody's coming back, I'd like to double tap both of them.
Okay, there's not much to double tap, but you shoot.
You never be too sure. We're dealing with a lot of spookies. Just
It's a Foley artist's wet dream. It sounds incredible, but yeah. Okay, so you do that. Beyond you, for plot contrivance reasons, you see a very clearly cut path with no one on it that leads to a very suspicious-looking cave.
all right. We make our way with haste, as to not run out of time before the show.
High corny as we're walking.
Yeah. I mean, so we can assume, right, because CCC, Captains of Cthulhu, is a very narrative-focused game. So if we weren't being as jokey here, one thing that we could do is have a narrative where you describe how you make your way through the underbrush towards this cave as you're fending off cultists, because in a cool pulpy movie, these cultists are taken out by one pistol shot, right, or a death swipe of a saber. So let's pretend we did that on the way there.
Insert Pirates of the Caribbean fighting montage here.
Exactly, yes. One of them's the boss enemy, and you can tell because they've got a really good bandana on and they've got some cool sword skills, but
Extra
they're
filigree.
dispatched.
And they're allowed to say a word.
Yeah.
I don't think we're topping corny crushing cultists to death with a giant tentacle.
There's more tentacles, right? It's like tentacles coming down as we jump over them and
Yes.
nearly shoots
Spells
everything.
are going off. The guy stood there doing some sick sword tricks, and Sally just goes and kills him in one shot, in an Indiana Jones-esque sort of thing. But before long, you make your way to the cave. And the sound in here is that quiet drip that you heard in the bottom of the Artemis. And it's broken as your light, the light that's cast through into the cave from outside, is broken by your silhouettes. And you hear a voice calling out, a voice familiar to Captain Athena. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Answers back. It just repeats hello back in its squawky little parrot voice.
Is that Athena?
Duke, is that you?
Fuck
me. And she says it quiet, but because she's in a cave, it echoes and you hear it.
The bird repeats it because it can hear it.
You didn't abandon your crew, or you're not like some kind of ghost, are you?
No, why would I be a ghost?
Fuck. I'm guessing that'll mean you'll want your ship back.
Yes.
You sure you're not a ghost? So I can kill you?
I'm positive that I'm not a ghost.
Hey, dude.
Are you really sure? Because your ship showed up in Nassau with a bunch of half-drowned crewmates on the ceiling, suspended in water. It's fine. Most of them are alive, and most of them didn't want to abandon you.
You might want to have a word with some of them, though, because they don't understand etiquette.
Very handy.
And you hear her turn to someone else here. And she says, Cayman, have you heard this? What happened? And you hear another voice, which sounds suspiciously like Donathan Fry, but I can't do Don's voice. So just imagine that I am Don. Give vague, non-committal responses.
It's gone.
The GM budget has gone. It's fine. And Athena at this point says, well, I assume that if you're here, then the cultists are gone.
Yes. Why? Did you get captured?
And as you walk into the cave, you can see her, and you can see her bosun, Cayman Smythe, sat in suspended cages, because that's piratey and cool. And they're just sat with like their legs and arms dangling out.
All right, so now begins the negotiation.
God, I love my captain.
All right, so
what do you want?
First up, you want your life and you want your ship. I don't know you can have both.
What?
Look, that's where we're starting.
Ship and crew, Captain. Remember, we saved the crew too.
We saved a good number of your crew.
A lot of them, yeah. Loads.
Convince them not to mutiny and abandon you, Captain.
That we did as well. That's not nothing.
Mercy's going to make it seem like it's all Duke's idea, though. When she points this out.
Of course. So, I have to give you my crew and my ship that I worked very hard for.
Aye.
Or you'll leave me here to die.
Probably, yeah.
Right.
That's how that cookie crumbles.
That's quite the pickle we're in, then, isn't it?
I mean, I will gladly give you a ride and drop you off wherever you are. And you've acquired a ship and a crew once. You can do it again.
It's really easy. Some of them are free.
Exactly.
Wait. Whose ship is better? Ours or hers? She whispers this in Duke's ear.
Did you see the Artemis? It got to the island a couple minutes before the predator.
I mean, we could swap ships, right?
No, but I want both.
Oh.
I mean, look, I don't have the heart to take away command from Worm.
If she came here to get something that's worth a lot of money, we could give her ship back and buy more ships.
What did you come here for?
Oh, that's a good point. That's an excellent point that your extremely perturbing crewman made there, Captain Duke. There is quite the fortune here on this island. These cultists have been here many, many years. They've amassed a lot of fortune. I tell you what, because I know where it is. I tell you what, you let me out of this cage. You let Cayman out. Give us our ship back, and I'll tell you where that treasure is.
Counter offer. We leave you up there and look for it ourselves. And if you don't starve by the time we find it or don't find it, and then we offer you food to live, and you tell us where it is, and then we take you wherever you want to go, and you can start off for brand new.
Also,
Why would I tell you where it is if you're not going to let me out of this cage? Why would I do that?
Oh, it's better than starving to death?
I don't see how it is, honestly.
Because starving to death kills you slow.
That's fine. I've been in conversations with you. I'm used to painful, slow things.
Everybody keeps saying things that they know are gonna hurt my feelings.
And then she looks at you for a minute, and you see her face come through the bars. She's, are you wearing my fucking waistcoat?
Yes.
That is so posh. That is so posh that she's got a waistcoat just for fucking.
Yeah, you know, that's...
It is her fucking waistcoat.
I wasn't sure what it was for, but it kind of felt like that's what it was for, you know?
Hold on a minute, though. You say you know where this treasure is.
Yes.
But now you're in a cage. So assumably you found the treasure and then was caged. Did you happen to touch the treasure? And that be the cause of your ship disappearing from this island and sailing itself back to Nassau? With your crew suspended in the bottom deck with the water on the ceiling? In some weird kind of reverse drowning stasis thing?
Well, whether or not I touch the treasure is not really relevant in time.
Captain Duke, I'd argue it's very relevant.
I would like a savvy check to see if...
Okay, I'm going to tell you now, the target number is like 1.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know what? I would somehow find a way to fuck that up. So, okay, 19. Okay. Oh, you did touch the treasure. It's cursed treasure. You tried to bribe me with cursed treasure.
I didn't know it was cursed. I came to this island. You know, I had a little, while my crew were asleep, I had a little trip out just to survey the area. You know, make sure that I'm not leading them into any traps. I'm a very responsible, good captain, I would have you know. And, well, during the process, found said treasure, touched said treasure, suddenly surrounded by cultists, found myself in this cage. So I don't know what happened after that. Although I've heard lots of strange chanting in a language I don't understand, and they tried to brand me, but they didn't just yet.
Worm, have you still got your jar of compass?
I'd never let it out of my sight. And from somewhere on him, but nobody knows where, he just, oh, hang on. There you go. 1 jar of compass.
Because we found this aboard a very noble-looking lady who may or may not have her head.
That bitch, let me tell you, she came to me.
Boy, do we have good news for you.
She no longer has a head.
You're welcome.
Well, she did say she always wanted to get ahead of the competition. Unfortunate for her.
You just raised the price of getting you out of that.
You know what? That one's on me. That's completely fair. You can keep that waistcoat for that one.
Is the compass leading towards anything in particular on this island?
You note that once you'd set foot on this island, Worm, because it's not all that the GM forgot that you had this, the compass again began to spin, even
so
in the water.
Us to the treasure. Shit. All right. Well, let's talk, crew. Way I figure it is, if we walk away right now, leaving these two hanging, we got a ship, and that's good enough for me. Is it cursed? Is it really? I mean, what's the curse other than the fact that there's a little bit of death water in the basement and the crew were being suspended? I feel like that may have been like a spell more than anything. Look, we just saw a giant tentacle come out of nowhere. Sure, you could consider the land that the tentacle landed on cursed, or it's the fact that somebody did something. What I think happened was that this one touched the cursed treasure, which let the cultists know that something went down, and then they cast a spell on a crew, sending the ship off, and they captured these two to be sacrificed after being branded, of course.
I'm confused. Are we going for the treasure or not?
Well, the argument here is that I think we've already won. I think going for the treasure is pushing our luck.
Worm smashes the jar.
Okay.
And takes the compass out.
So there's a crash which echoes all out through the cave. And as you look at the compass on the ground, Worm, it settles in a direction.
That way.
Worm, you're a genius. I knew you were a good captain.
He's not a genius.
Are you?
He's a scientist.
Well, look, there were 2 bosuns in this cave, and only one of them is in a cage. And it's not this one, is it?
As you say that, Cayman looks down at you, and he sort of grimaces, and you see that his teeth are slightly sharpened.
And I just look at him and go,
You really got to get look, you got to include Dentu for your crew, all right? Your crew is representation of you as a captain. And I wouldn't feel comfortable with anybody seeing any of my crewmates having sharpened teeth like that. That's not good luck. You know, I'll make sure everybody on the parade has Dentu and vision, all right? Take care of your people.
It's all about image, innit?
You notice that Athena and Cayman just exchange a look.
Right,
So,
bye. We're gonna go get the treasure now.
Yeah,
Bye.
we're gonna go get some treasure.
"Oi."
Enjoy dangling.
as you walk away and you leave Captain Athena and Cayman suspended in the cages in the cave, you hear her yell, "Duke, don't you fucking walk! Duke, you get back here! Duke!"
Just hang around. I'll be back. Get it? Because
Mercy wants to hang back.
It is my turn to fun. Okay.
Okay. All right. Comfy.
Yeah. I think as they're walking away, she's like, Captain, do you want me to see if I can get her to agree to something?
Well, what do you have in mind there, Mercy?
Well, you know, I hang back. Like, as we're walking away, she's kind of like arm on his shoulder. Well, you know, she thinks they've gone, thinks that I've struck a deal. See if we can figure out a way to keep the ship. And also, if we free her and bring her along, we can make her touch the treasure again. And that way, if any ship goes, then that one her ship goes back to Nassau. And our ship's fine, and we can sail back. If we touch the treasure, we could lose our ship.
Yeah, but you don't understand. Athena is slippery. It's a slippery fish. It's like trout covered in Vaseline. You get it trapped once.
What's Vaseline?
What's trout?
I've seen things. I've been to places. I can't tell you stories that I've never told anyone. But trust me.
Oh God.
Okay, but maybe we make someone else touch the treasure. Just saying, I wouldn't. If I were you, I wouldn't touch it because she clearly touched it and she lost her ship.
Yeah, Captain, I'll be able to make sure the treasure's fine. I'll exorcise it.
Mercy just looks at him. Oh, will you now?
Yeah, I will, Mercy.
All right,
Courtney.
Courtney. But I'm trusting you to actually exercise it this time.
I'll do it, Captain, I promise. Yeah?
All right. We're gonna make our way to this treasure.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because we have unfortunately run out of time here, I'm going to montage the end.
Oh no.
Perfect.
So you follow the compass and it leads you on a little merry trip through the rest of this island. But you arrive to a really conspicuous movie set looking treasure dig. There is a chest that is half out of the soil. The top is open. It's full of flowing golden coins. There's like gems on there. There's pearls. There's, everything you would expect to find in a pirate's treasure chest. And Connie, you do an exorcism over it. You wiggle your fingers and say some words in not like a foreign eldritch language. It's just in like Spanish.
Gibberish.
That yeah, gibberish. But the treasure is cleansed. You pack it up and you carry it back to the Proud and the Artemis, leaving Athena dangling in the cage, cursing your very names as you set sail on the horizon with a scar in tow and who knows what else. As down below in the depths of the ship, a puddle forms and a face appears. And that is where we will leave our story for today.
Oh, 2 ships we're never seen again.
Who knows? Who can say? Maybe this ragtag crew will form once again to survive the curse. Or maybe they're just dead now. Who knows? But I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. This was absolutely hilarious. You guys are outstanding. I love you all very dearly. But what we'll do is we will go around one last time, say who we are and what we do on the internet, and then we'll sign off. So I'm going to buck tradition, and I'm going to go first because I want to do the Cursed Captains thing first. So what you've been watching today, chums, is the Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which is our brand new game that we're making here at Black Cats Gaming. So as you've seen, it's a D6 system that's easy to play and very narrative focused in sort of scope. So it's here to make you have these swashbuckling fun adventures where you can fight everything from other pirates to eldritch creatures to slapping cultists with a big inky tentacle that you summoned out of absolutely nowhere. It allows you to have just these fantastic bombastic adventures. Fantastic bombastic, that's really good. Oh, note that down, me. So right now we are live on Kickstarter with Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, and as of this morning we passed our halfway goal after just one day. So if you've enjoyed what you saw today, please do consider going over and pledging if you've not already. We've got tons of things on offer for you, from PDFs to the core rulebook in hardback. We've got a limited edition, which is like this beautiful like ox bloody red leather with a debossed gold tentacly skull and crossbones. We've got dice. So the dice that you've been seeing here on screen today, those are the dice that you can get. And we also, if you're feeling like you want to get a one-off special prize, we have these handmade books of different things. They each represent one of the pirate lords of the Brethren Court. So we've had Blackbeard's tome, which has a 3D skull embedded in it with a fuse wire wrapped in its mouth. And these are all handmade, like crafted, really special, one of a kind. They'll never make any more things if that sounds like something up your alley. But yeah, please do check it out. It's on Kickstarter right now and will be until July, to the end of July. We would love it if you could pledge. If you can't pledge, that's absolutely fine. But please do spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your tables, tell your mum. I told my mum, she's already backed it. So you never know. Your mum might be a role player. Anyway, that's Captains of Cthulhu. The other thing we make here at Black Cats Gaming is the Spy Game, which is a 5e power game of international espionage and action. Usually on a Wednesday here on this channel, we play a spy game campaign called Hexcrawl. But we are on a little break right now to be in Kickstarter land with the Oil Pirates and Cthulhu. But usually you can catch me and Noir being disaster spies when we're not being disaster pirates. The Spy Game is available on our shop at blackcatsgamingshop.com. So I'm going to stop selling things to you now, but please do, again, if you enjoyed what you saw today, consider pledging. We would appreciate that a whole lot. So, Noir, hello.
Hey, now I'm gonna sell things. No, hi everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm gonna be running a month-long streamathon over on my Twitch channel in an attempt to get 1,000 followers before my birthday of July 29th. So check that out. Also, we're bringing back our Kids on Bikes game, but we're moving from the Roll20 channel to Pixel Circus, and that premieres tomorrow. So that's going to be a pretty fun one. I've got a game with Grant Ellis and the team over at Webb DM. They're bringing back Webb DM Plays, and they're starting with Faded Sun, a pretty dope sci-fi game. So let's see what disaster character I can make in that system. Also, As always, you can find me every Saturday for Critical Misses morning ritual. Last week, we interviewed Burns of cosplaying fame. This week, we are talking to the team at TTRPG. That's going to be a fun time. And other than that, check out the spy game and back Curse Captains of Cthulhu, because this is so much fun. You get to dress up like a pirate and leave Susie's character hanging to die from starvation. It's a good time.
Yeah. I'm sure that's not the last we're going to see of Captain Athena. I'd hope not, as she is used as the examples in the book. So, oops. James, rewrite maybe. Who knows? All right. So, Tom, hello, friend.
Hi.
Hi. Who are you?
Oh,
What do you
I'm
do?
supposed to talk, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Tom. Hi. I don't do anything really on the internet. I really don't. Oh, no, actually, that's wrong now. I actually do stuff on the internet now. So this coming Saturday, we've got after the fire?
Yeah.
After the I have to double check. When I went like that, no one on the internet heard me apart from you, Susie.
Yeah.
So after the fire, which is after the fire talk show, where we talk about what's happened through all the previous season. I think it's this entire season and maybe even the previous season over to that. It's been a while since we've done that. So we've got that coming up on Saturday. And then the following Saturday after that, we've got our regular After the Fire thing, which is every 2 weeks, which is fantastic. On Mondays, I tend to be playing with some lovely people, with Susie, with Sam, with James, Crusader Queens, which is great, which is a lot of fun, which is Crusader Kings 3, but we flip all the roles, so it's like a matriarchal society instead of the usual, rubbish. And then Tuesdays now, we've been in a massive phasmophobia kick where the lovely ladies that we've got here in this thing, that we're all together and we just hunt. I say we hunt ghosts. We just kind of...
We scream about ghosts and we inappropriately do things in the van.
Exactly.
Do you know what happens? We go into somewhere that's haunted. We have one ghost event, and then we all stand outside for about 10 minutes going, yeah it's got to be a revenant. Yep.
Yeah, we've got to... What equipment do we want from the van?
Look, what happens in the van stays in the van, V.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
We don't talk about what happens in the van, all right?
So if you want to find out what happens in the van, you'll have to tune in on Tuesday. And that's pretty much it. I suppose you could follow me on Twitter if you really want to at HotFlakesTom, but I wouldn't.
Oh, well, I think you should, because Tom is a lovely human being, and also, Tom does retweet our posts, which makes me feel nice. So thanks, Tom. Okay, V, hello, friend.
Hello.
Who are you? What do you do?
Oh, yeah, plugs, right.
Yeah. Nailed it.
I'm V. I'm working on Curse Captains of Cthulhu. I am responsible for things like the dice you are seeing and the layout and the quick start, which you should go and get from the Kickstarter page. Go and check that out so you can play with these rules. There should be pre-gen characters coming real soon. I think, probably. And it is like £53 away from 8,000 right now.
So close.
That's like one pledge that gets you a bunch of really cool shit. So yeah, you can find me on Twitch at Tabletop Horde and Twitter. On Mondays, I usually play Sea of Thieves. I don't know if I'm still doing that. Mondays is a random day. Tuesday, I'm with these folks playing Phasmo. And Fridays, I'm almost definitely playing Sea of Thieves with Susie, James, and Sam. And it's chaotic. And are we still doing the Captain Jack update talk?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because last week, we had to go and break into Millie's house.
Yeah, that's what we did.
I might need to join y'all on that one. I'm inviting myself to your party.
Noir, you are welcome to play Sea of Thieves when I'm streaming anytime you like. I'm always down for other people joining the disaster crews that we seem to form. I think that's about it, really. Go follow these wonderful folks who do awesome things, and go back CCC if you haven't. And if you can't back it for any reason, that's okay. Just make sure you go and share it with your friends. There's like 1 million Twitter posts that Susie has lovingly crafted with pirate jokes. So
there's more
the
pirate
thing.
jokes to come. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm on it. All right. Thank you, V. Millie. Hello, friend.
Oh, hello. Hello, lovely people. I'm Amelia Tyler. I'm a video game voice actress. You can hear me in some stuff like Baldur's Gate 3 and Sea of Thieves and stuff where people keep breaking into my house and ruining shit, Susie.
What?
I'm glad you're frightened of the water. You should be.
Wow. Wow.
You can find me over on Twitter and here on Twitch as Amelia Tyler. Back on Saturday, like Tom said, for after the fire, where we will be talking about what we've been getting up to. Am I totally not like this character who never does any violence? She's very sensible, and Tom and I have maybe been edging each other for the best part of a season. So yeah, we'll watch Susie and just lose her shit about the fact smooches finally happened, because she very subtly hinted that she might want that in some way.
So, yeah.
I almost didn't pick up on it, but I got there in the end. It was a perception check. Tuesday, as has been said, Phasmo, come up and watch it. It's just the most glorious shit show. My face hurts so much after we've played that. You shouldn't ever see the things we've seen, both in the van and in the room at the end of it. But faces should not be seen from the inside. But Susie and I are great at stacking cans, so yeah. So come and play. Come and watch us.
Thank
The
you
end.
very much, Millie.
Oh, I'm back
All
there
right.
thing because I did it this morning, and I get some awesome stuff soon. Yay!
Hell yes. And last and certainly not least, Jay Britton. Hello.
Don't add the not. I know it wasn't genuine. It's fine. It's fine.
Last
I'm bringing
because
back
we
the
have
brackets. You know?
Brackets.
You
Yeah.
put Captain in front of his name. He earned it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Captain.
Hang-
Jay, do you want to reveal your character's full name, Jay?
I will. My character's full name now, given my promotion, is Captain Where Am I Going? Brackets Worm is his nickname. I'm Captain Where Am I Going?
Thank you.
It took me at least 45 seconds to come up with that. But I
And
thought
the Zoom this whole time, and I didn't put that together. Can I take away the promotion? I don't want to reward this behavior.
where am I going? Yeah, so that was great fun. I'm really glad I got to play this tonight, because for those who don't know, I'm a voice actor for video games and animation, and I stream a couple of times on Twitch as well every week. But my lot have been bugging me to GM for ages, because I've done tabletop shows. I've been GM'd by both the lovely V and Susie G. But I've never GM'd myself, so I'm going to do my first ever GMing using this system. And having played it tonight, I'm really, really, really excited. Like, it's going to work the story perfectly, and it's simple enough that my tiny little brain will be able to handle it. So I'm triple excited now to get the story finished that I'm doing for it. Don't know when that will be, but it'll be on my channel at some point. Other than that, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at JBritton. I'll be on tomorrow, taking another stab at my Bloodborne Deathless run, but despite most Bloodbornes, it will be a very chill Bloodborne and chill stream, and we'll just talk nonsense as always, and that's pretty much it from me. And yeah, they find me on the things. Yar.
Thank you very much. Yar.
Yar.
Yar. Actually, I'm kind of proud of us. We didn't really go into Yar territory today. Well
Yar.
done, folks. We're above that. I'm proud of us. Well
A
done.
bit too low brow, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, lowbrow. Yeah, really.
Puns are
It's great,
dreadful.
Susie. Can I confess something to you?
Yes.
Very early on in this game, there was a situation with a sailor, and you asked, "What do you do with a drunken sailor?" And it just hit me right now that was a joke.
Aw.
Oh my
Funny.
God, that's the longest burn time ever.
Wow.
It was churning in the back of my head. Like, I feel like there's something there. Is it a clue? Is it something that's going to play into the plot? And then it just clicked. Oh, the song.
Okay, I don't think there's anywhere we can go after that. So we're going to sign off for the evening. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And just one last time, if you can, please do back us on Kickstarter. We would appreciate that very much. Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. So please do stick around for more information about that as it comes. Make sure you're following our socials in our Discord if you're not already. But for now, it is goodbye, friends.
Yar.